Hello, everybody. We are back with Chapter 3 of Sanguine Dominion. After our brief interlude last time, we returned to the present to find our coterie in a rather precarious position. Lupe, December, Deacon, and a freshly freed uptown stand within luminosity, attending the Tremere Primogen after they had kidnapped Uptown after an altercation that they had had with him at the Heritage Park Recreational Society. The entry to Luminosity revealed a set of Kindred and their ghouls sitting at a table waiting for our coterie. These were Christian Lavallee, the Tremere Primogen. This was Modi, the ghoul of the Tremere Primogen. Rachel, the seemingly dominated, bloodbound, simply turncoat ghoul of Uptown. And an unknown Kindred that sat to the side of Christian Lavallee. Words were exchanged. Christian demanded that Lupe divest some of their blood. There was a brief exchange about that. Deacon got into a verbal match with Primogen Lavallee. And some of the choice words of the Primogen got underneath the skin of our good Ventru Deacon. Rather than any measured, focused, and rational responses to the verbal barbs, Deacon pulled out a pistol, one that he insists is legal. He pointed it at the Tremere Primogen, and he fired, striking the Primogen and setting off a sequence of events that led to the grabbing of arms, the rushing to action, and the very final thing that happened before we were going to step into the time-honored tradition of initiative was the beautiful Lupe meeting the gaze of the unknown element that sat to the left hand of Lavallee. The herringbone-suited, salt and pepper bearded, steely gray-eyed stranger. So Lupe, can you please roll your test pool for Eyes of the Serpent, and I will roll to resist.
And just to make sure I'm remembering this series of events correctly, he was making a move, correct? Like he was going to cast a spell? Or something?
There was no overt... Yes, there was no overt guarantee that he was going to do anything offensive, but there was certainly some sort of action being taken. a sudden standing up from the table, hands moving to do an action of some sort. And as they were sitting with Lavali, you took the initiative.
I believe it's charisma and presence, yes.
Yes.
Presence, here it is. So that's quite a lot. Okay.
I would just like to say that it was completely rational on my end.
You are allowed to say whatever you like.
Okay, fingers crossed, everybody.
Digging yourself a grave is a free action.
Yeah. Rationalizing is a free action.
Fuck yeah, that is 4 successes.
You also have willpower if you want to use it.
Yeah, the 2 failures in the pool were not hunger die, so yeah, I'll burn a willpower for that.
Okay.
Do we only get 5 total? Is that how that works?
5 willpower?
Willpower?
It's dependent.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's dependent on your composure
and
plus resolve.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I only had 3.
Odd.
Let's spend 1 to roll these 2.
Okay.
Still fails, so still 4 successes.
There is a movement of body and a very direct amount of intentional eye contact that is required for Eyes of the Serpent to take hold. Lupe, what does it look like as your gaze meets that of the stranger and he freezes in place?
I think she's got a lot of like jangly bracelets and things, and I think in order to get him to meet her gaze, she moves in such a way that it makes the metal on her bangles catch his attention, the glittering, the sound. And when he makes the mistake of looking at her, her eyes turn yellow and her pupils slit like serpents.
Okay.
She just smiles, full fangs.
You extend your fangs. Your eyes meet his. And this new strange man who exuded a certain amount of confidence and danger as you entered the room suddenly freezes still, unable to move even a single twitch of muscle. That is going to be my good coterie initiative. Can I please have everyone's initiative score?
5.
I don't know what it is. Let me look at my
Four.
sheet.
Nope, I've never had to roll a
Dex and wits.
You don't have to roll
Dex and
any.
wits.
You don't roll anything. It is simply the score, the addition of your dexterity plus your wits.
Oh,
Oh, so it doesn't have its
Five.
own place on the sheet? Okay.
No.
No, it does not. 5.
Up,
Okay.
Uptown's at 7.
no wonder you're such a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Charmy, what is December's?
4.
Deacon.
5.
Okay. Can I please have Tex, Deacon, and Lupe roll a single d10 for me?
You got it. Does it matter what kind?
Does not matter.
D10.
Hunger dice does not apply.
That's a 7.
0. 0's a 10, right?
0 is
Yeah,
a 10, yeah.
0's a 10.
I got a 0. Yeah,
9.
10.
9, okay. Tex?
7.
Okay.
We never have cause to roll these except for D100 style. I always forget what the 0 is.
That is...
I only play TTRPGs 5 days a week. You think I wouldn't remember?
It's a lot of systems and a lot of dice. It's okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wait until you're using d24s to dictate what hour of the day it is.
D24s.
I'll one of these days I'll show off all of my really weird dice. I also have a D30. I have a D64. I have a season dice. Like I've got all sorts of weird stuff. I like
So you don't
collecting
have a
weird dice.
D69, huh?
I don't have a D69. No, I get enough of that. We'll do Modi. Don't need a dice. Okay. 5 and Rachel.
No, you didn't, Daryl. No, you didn't.
Okay.
Oh, we
Tremendous. Tremendous. Yeah, no, stay dancing. This isn't dangerous at all. Please let your guard down. Uptown, you are on deck.
Okay. Is Rachel still armed?
You are first
Or
in
was she-
initiative. You have no idea what she's about to pull or what she's about to do. You are acting first. What do you do?
Okay, I look to see if she's still armed.
Can I please get a wits and awareness to see if she has a gun in her hand or a gun behind her waistband or in the holster where she usually keeps it?
That's 3 successes.
3 successes? Okay.
Yep.
You have known Rachel to always be strapped in one capacity or another. You would be shocked if she didn't have a gun, but since you have gotten the jump on everyone, she has yet to draw anything. And if it is on her, then it is in a concealed holster.
All right. I'm free of the floating chair, right?
You are free of the floating chair, yes.
And nobody else knows that yet?
One singular other person knows that, but yes.
Yeah. Then I'm going to hold my action until Rachel goes to draw, and then I'm going to burst out of the chair. My intention is to burst out of the chair and kind of like reach into the holster in the jacket or behind and take her gun and start shooting.
So your action is going to be to rush to her and pull her gun out?
Yes.
Okay. That will be a contested... If you want to roll this preemptively, just in case,
Sure.
I would like a dexterity plus athletics to accomplish that.
Okay.
Actually, I'll allow you to do either dexterity plus athletics or dexterity plus larceny. You get to choose.
It's
Depends
the
on
same
how you-
pool either way.
Depends on... Yeah, but if you had a specialty or whatever. The option's there.
I don't. Yeah.
And you can also flavor it however you like. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. It is Lavali's turn. Lavali looks to Deacon and immediately meets Deacon's gaze.
Should I roll damage since I should prepare?
No, he has simply taken the damage. There's no dodging. He does not have celerity, so he took the full damage of a pistol shot. You don't get to dodge bullets in real life. This is not the Matrix. So unless you have cover, you're cooked.
Boo.
Yeah,
There's a
I'm so
celerity
sorry.
power
for-
specifically
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, you know who can dodge bullets? Tex. And that's only conditionally. So, okay. Tremendous. Christian Lavali looks directly into Deacon's eyes, and he puts a hand to the smoking wound that is in his center mass, and he just looks down to it. He's like, "You fucking shot me." I think that's the second time I've been fucking shot today.
That's the first time I've been fucking called nothing.
You're going to be less
Technically,
than
it's the
nothing.
third time
You are
he's been
going to
shot.
be on the floor. You are going to kneel. You are going to do what I fucking say on the fucking ground. And can I get you to make an intelligence plus resolve?
Do I include hunger dice with this?
You absolutely include hunger dice with this.
Is this something that I can rouse the blood for?
Yes. You can increase whichever score you like, whichever attribute you like by your blood potency.
I passed the hunger check, so I will add 2 dice to this.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll this in halves because I find rolling them all together often makes it shitty.
We love a little superstition.
All my dice usually bounce together, and I see what they could have been. Is this also something I could burn a willpower for?
Always.
Alright. Not more now. I have more control. That is 5 successes. 5 out of 8 ain't bad.
What goes through Deacon's head as he summons the blood, as he summons as much willpower as he possibly can, and still crumbles to his knees in the face of Lavali, forcing him?
If I'm being honest, I think I might have to make a frenzy check.
I'm okay with that.
Does that just tell me how I do this?
Okay.
I've never had to do it as a player.
So as a rage frenzy, you will be rolling your willpower.
Okay.
Yes.
All my remaining willpower.
Yes, your remaining willpower.
I think frenzy is just your total willpower rating.
Is it total willpower rating, even after
yeah.
superficial damage dealt by using it for
Yeah.
rolls?
I think so, yeah.
We'll double check that after.
Yeah.
It's one more die. One success.
One success. You hold on to yourself. Barely. You don't fly into a blind rage.
My fangs are fully distended, though. If I could be sweating, I would be, but now I've fully internalized everything, and now I'm just, I'm in that mode of trying to think my way out of this, or at the very least, stall for the backup I know is coming.
You feel your knees hit the linoleum floor. You feel your spine bend, compulsory, and you follow to the letter of what he asks, and you feel that cold, dirty club floor press against your forehead.
If I'm able to, I think I throw up blood. That is how mad I am.
You can
Like,
sweat.
literally just-
We've got a line on that, but you can sweat blood.
Okay, I can't just. I feel like he's so mad he literally just throws up.
We have
like the idea of being told what to do.
we've got a red line on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. So, but we can definitely say that like he's feeling incredibly sick, that you start quite literally sweating blood, and you are as uncomfortable and viscerally angry as you have been without losing yourself. So,
I borderline got stigmata going.
absolutely. That is Lavali's turn. We are going to get that contested roll between Rachel and Uptown at this point. Can I please get the amount of successes that you got?
Wow. 3 successes.
3 successes? Meets it, beats it, I believe, right? For contested checks.
So, yeah.
So you certainly snatch. What does it look like as you erupt out of the chair and snatch this gun off of Rachel?
I don't think it's so much of an eruption as it is liquidity.
Okay.
Uptown doesn't fight like a stand-up boxer or a brawler or anything like that. He was trained specifically to end fights before they even began. And so it's almost like he disappears out of the chair and then appears right next to Rachel, just by virtue of his favoritism of obfuscate and quickness.
Okay.
And he
Gotcha.
puts a hand on Rachel's shoulder as he reaches in and pulls the gun out.
Awesome.
Does that take my whole turn?
That will be your turn. Yes, that is a movement and an interaction with another individual, a contested role. So that will be, but you are now considered armed, and they are unarmed. I don't want to call attention to it too terribly bad, but the looks on Mandy and Ian's face as the strange animated thumbs up came up on Ian's camera for no reason was very funny, and I noticed it as well, and I have no idea why that happened, but I hope it's... Is Video Ninja doing one of these? No? Can we all get... All right, super weird. Love that. What the fuck? Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It was just...
I think it's a Windows thing.
It was also like what Uptown was saying. It's like, and he does it with liquidity, and then suddenly on Tex's camera was like, so hilarious.
I love that. I love that word. It's one of my favorite words.
Tex loves liquidity. Fantastic. Okay. So Rachel will still get their turn. They'll still get an action in order to do what they need to do. They are simply going to try to strike you. They slip a hand in their pocket. Yeah, they slip a hand in their pocket, and their hand comes out with a set of brass knuckles surrounding it. And she is going to try to strike you in the jaw. Can I please get a dexterity plus athletics?
Two successes.
2 successes? Tremendous. You are struck, and it is for 2 superficial.
So half to 1.
Half to 1, yeah.
Okay.
You feel it, which is, unfortunately, just the most unfortunate thing. She winds back, and it is not... It is not some sort of martial arts move. It is not any sort of fancy footwork or anything like that. You trained Rachel to do a few things when it comes to CQC, and it is to strike really fast in an unexpected ways and with all of her force, and you feel a mortal's hand crack you in the jaw, and it hurts. Tremendous.
Uptown doesn't feel anything other than pride in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay, so after that, it is now Lupe's turn.
Oh, it's me.
It is.
Well, okay, the one thing I wasn't clear on is how long Eyes of the Serpent lasts. I expect it's not for terribly long against another Kindred.
It is, if I'm not, I can actually pull it up very quickly.
I have it open right now.
Duration until eye contact is broken or the scene ends.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if that counted towards Kindred as well. I will maintain eye contact with this mysterious gentleman.
Okay.
I can speak during this, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm going to say... I've taken care of his friend, so you all can take care of the rest, but I have to stay right here. And I will point to the one I froze. That's it. That's all I got. Can't move, can't break eye contact.
Okay.
I'm keeping him off the board.
Yeah, he stays as rigid as a plank of wood. He cannot move. It is as if he was applied with a paralytic.
I get that a lot.
Lupe, your turn expires, and we move to Deacon. The way that mesmerism does work, though, is very, very specific. It is letter of the law. You followed out the command to the letter. You are free to do what you like now.
There's a movie called Deadpool. Where at
The end
one
of-
point he pretends to be dead and fully just shoots a guy. So, as this bloody sweat starts emanating on the floor, you just hear him just say, "Fuck you!" And he just lets off a shot because he never put his gun down. He lets off a shot from wherever he is.
Okay. Another gunshot rings out through Lavali, punching another hole through his body, and pockmark. There's no roll. There's quite literally no roll. You have shot this man and put a hole in him, and it dealt damage. You can't dodge gunfire. It is then.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to roll for the damage because I do have a specialty and stuff for this particular fight.
So the way that we're going to handle this is essentially he's going to take full firearm damage, and I think, I don't think I'm a little rusty on my firearm attacks. I think there should be like a level of successes above, but when it's not contested, I think it's just full damage. So it's just the firearms rating and damage.
Yeah, it's the firearms base damage plus net successes, I think, is how it works.
Yeah, and when there can't be anything, like when he can't dodge, then like there could be more successes on top of that. I think you should be rolling. Hold on, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, with my specialty, it would be 3 dots.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, it would be Dex plus firearms. I'm so sorry. I think I'm scuffing this. I think I am scuffing this. There is no dodging, but I think you do just get your successes on top of the base damage of the gun.
I think for firearms, Aaron, unless they have that celerity power, it's just against a set difficulty of 1, and then any net successes above 1.
Yeah, you go ahead and roll your dice. We're going to find that out really quickly.
You could bestial failure it and miss completely, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Why would you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I take it back.
I have more willpower to burn. So that's 2 successes.
Damn.
Deacon's a new man after thinking on his past 2 years.
We love that.
That's 3 successes.
3 successes? Okay, what's the base damage of your firearm?
I got the damage values right here, Aaron. Light gunshot, like 22 pistol, is +2. Medium gunshot, so 9mm would be +3, and then heavy gunshot, which is like
considered heavy.
Okay,
I described it in the Discord. This is a 357.
Okay, yeah, then it's +4.
+4? Okay, so 7 damage.
If I have to shoot something, it's going down.
Got you.
And it is superficial and halved for vampires.
All right, tremendous. You have essentially punched a fist-sized hole out of the back of Lavali. A little bit of gore spatters the backstage of the club, and the gunshot pockmarks the back wall as well as as this attack completely obliterates everything behind it. Lavali coughs, shrieks out in pain, and then levels his gaze once again. And after Deacon's turn, is that your entire turn? I'm so sorry. You could move, you could stand up, you could do any number of things.
Stand back up?
You absolutely can.
I stand back up, and I don't know if it's a feature that my eyes are glowing. Like, he knows that the making me kneel thing was he will know that it was a step too far, and I almost became a problem for everybody, not just him. So it is a known thing that almost set me off. I may have more composure, but it hasn't set in yet till after this full scene is done.
Tremendous. Okay. You look up. You have fury in your eyes. They are glowing red. You stare down Lavali, the absolute target of your ire. You have no attention for anything other than the one that made you bend the knee. It is now Tex. Tex, I would like to ask you, how do you enter this scene? There are a few methods of egress that you could take, and I'm going to lay them out for you. we're going to say that you took enough time to assess the Luminosity Club and look for a couple of methods to find your way in. There is obviously the front door, in which case you would have had to have an altercation with the bouncer outside, which we will roll for. There is a back door where you would have had to either persuade or otherwise deal with some of the staff that remain at the Luminosity Club. Or you're a very strong man, you are a very powerful individual, and you are in a state of panic. You understand that your coterie is in danger. You could have kicked the roof hatch in and jumped down.
I don't even know why you gave me all those other options. I'm kicking the roof hatch down.
Time?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming from the rafters.
All right.
100%.
Tremendous. Now, I'm going to need 2 rolls in order to officially have that happen. One is going to be a strength plus brawl in order to bust the door in. Sorry, strength plus athletics to bust the roof hatch in. And then the next is going to be a dexterity plus athletics to land on your feet lively. You are a very large, broad-shouldered, stocky man. That does not mean that you know how to keep your balance after dropping 20 feet from the ceiling.
For the dropping of the 20 feet, can we call it soaring leap?
We could absolutely, yeah, if you want to activate soaring leap, you could actually absolutely do that.
Solid. And then, so for breaking the hatch, you said strength plus athletics or brawl?
It would be athletics. You aren't fist fighting the door. You're trying to rip off a roof hatch.
Gotcha. No worries. That is 5 successes.
5 successes. So rather than just like ripping it off in you know, like a kind of, you know, a very easy measured like rip kind of tearing of metal, Lupe, December, Deacon, Uptown all hear the horrendous shredding of metal, the sound of steel being ripped from concrete housing. That is followed by your soaring leap, I imagine.
Yeah, like you hear the rip of the metal in the door and the concrete and this very large and loud roar as he just stampers down from that and just all right. What are we doing?
You see the scene before you. Deacon pointing a gun at Christian Lavallee, Uptown holding a gun in his hand and squaring off against his ghoul Rachel. You see Lupe making a very serpentine eye contact with a complete stranger that is standing directly to the left of Christian Lavallee, and then you also see Modi, his ghoul, simply standing there. What do you do?
I'm gonna look to Deacon and out loud. Yeah, I'm gonna look to Deacon and out loud and go, just which one?
In the most, everyone's heard very proper, upstanding Deacon. Tex has heard the other side of Deacon, so you hear him just go, "Man, fuck this dude up."
It's just, and that's it. That's all Tex need. He goes, cool. And then he goes for remind me of the name of the person that they just shot.
It's going to be Christian Lavallee, and that's going to be on your next initiative count.
Okay, so everything I did was that
Absolutely.
Was my full
that is your turn. You are coming in 1 turn late.
Could I also say, when the noises started happening before Texas made his entrance, I borderline introduced him to Christian. When we all hear the screeching of the metal, I just go, "Christian, you haven't been to Texas." And then he drops in.
Oh.
All right.
Tremendous.
Fucking shit.
Tremendous.
Here we go.
The mousy, straggly-haired, strange ghoul of Christian Lavallee, Modi, takes a look around, assesses the situation, very shrewd gaze, and then a look of abject panic erupts across his face as Tex lands in the middle of the floor. And his face goes flush. His hands move up in a protective gesture, and he looks at Tex. He shouts out, "You hit her." And he points at Lupe. And Tex, can I please get a intelligence plus resolve?
Oh shit!
Wow, this
I'm
feels
in
real
trouble.
targeted. Feels real targeted.
You can rouse the blood and you got willpower.
Where's December in initiative?
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Last.
It remind me what rousing.
Not
blood
last.
You make a rouse check, and then depending on your blood potency, you get to add extra dice to the roll.
does. Solid. So if I make the rouse check, I can add that potency. Yeah.
You get to add the dice anyways, but you got to make a rouse check, and if you fail the rouse check, then you get hungrier, is the thing.
Heard. Okay. I would like to do that.
If you have blood potency 1, then you add 1 dice. If you have blood potency 2, then you add 2 dice.
Okay. Okay. I succeeded on my rouse check. So
There you go. So you get an extra 1 or 2 dice, depending.
2. So that's intelligence plus resolve, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
1, 2.
And don't forget your hunger dice.
Okay. Solid. That is 6 successes.
Oh my god.
6 successes.
Heard. Yep.
What does it look like as Tex meets this man's gaze? And just, you've been the target of domination before. You've been the target of mental manipulation before. You've felt the claws of someone else's will take hold of you. And this little petty ghoul tries to give you an order, and it washes over you like water over stone.
Tex's eyes get really big, and his hands go up, and he goes, "All right, that's fine. Yeah, I'll hit that sack," and then just kind of like starts going towards this dude.
All right. That's awesome. That's amazing. Okay, it is now December's turn.
Ooh, okay, well, she was scared shitless, and then Texas fell through the ceiling, so less terrified now. The individual who helped Upton out of his situation, where are they currently? Because I figure I still have the unseen available.
Yeah, you do certainly. They are standing with their hands folded behind their back with the biggest shit-eating grin up on the stage behind the chair where he released Uptown. He has barely moved and is watching this as if it was the greatest circus on earth.
Okay, so how close to Christian is that person right now?
Maybe 10 steps. Just up on stage.
Okay. Basically, like, December is trying to put some obstacle between herself and Christian, but also be able to make eye contact with this Nosferatu and see if they can, like, have a conversation. Like, she's gonna give a nod and be like, "I guess your friend, not foe."
You're trying to suss out some sort of intention. Can I please get you to roll a? I'm going to ask for a wits plus insight.
Okay. Let's try that out. Let's see. Got 1 success.
1 success. There's 2 words that come to mind immediately in December's brain when it comes to this Nosferatu that has suddenly made an appearance that you have seen crouched at the table and then freed Uptown. 2 words specifically, and it is inscrutable fuck. You cannot seem to glean any sort of intention or motive or anything other than perhaps they owed Uptown something, or if not, I mean, it was weird because they kissed Uptown behind the ear after after they freed them. There might be some sort of strange relationship there, or there's a little bit of something is going on between those two, and it is completely alien to you.
Okay, then on a more of a Hail Mary kind of situation, because December does not have offensive magics. We will speak to this person and say, a win for us is a win for him, nodding at Uptown.
And you just say that out loud?
You wish to provide is help. And so I feel like she's trying to like prioritize conveying that in the hopes that everyone else is distracted with imminent danger.
I will ask for a That seems pretty altruistic. That seems legitimate. That seems to be made with integrity. I think I will ask for a charisma plus persuasion.
Okay. And they're not a victim, so no specialty for me.
Having a specialty against victims is wild.
Insane.
Yeah, that's insane work. Yeah. Hey, everyone, December's the nice one. Remember that.
I love that. Yeah, I keep getting shit, and I've done nothing wrong.
I've done nothing wrong in my life ever.
I tried to get our pal back.
What's the name? I've also never done anything wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
I've done a lot wrong.
Yeah, I've also done a lot wrong. Me and Texas are on the same page here.
What's the max die I can re-roll with a willpower?
3 non-hunger dice.
3?
Yeah.
Great. Oh, that's much better. 4 successes.
4 successes?
Yeah.
The individual raises a finger, a gnarled, long, manicured, nailed finger to their lips, and just goes,
Okay, because I cannot read this person, I will take that to mean that everything is fine. Is there like a more shadowy area of this room to move into? Basically, like no ability to actually obscure myself, just trying to not be easy to find.
Yeah, you could just hide behind a table for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And that is December.
Okay. Tremendous. And then after December, there is an unfortunate point about Serpent's Gaze. When it has been used against a vampire, they can burn a willpower to break it. Costs them their turn. It costs them a willpower, but they can do it. This individual
Rude.
locks the eyes. It is a level 1 power. Locks the eyes with Lupe. They stay unmoving. And you see their jaw clench. And then they blink for the first time. The first movement of muscle. And then their brow furrows. They shake their head. And they look at you. And there is no fury. There is no disappointment. There is no fear. There is just a cold, calculating gaze, and their hand starts moving to something in their back pocket. Then that is their turn, and we will go right back up to the very top of initiative, and that is Uptown.
Before that person, like when that person starts to move,
yes,
Lupe will say, "You're no fun. You should have stayed where you were."
Quick question, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
You said there's still people in this building. Is that true?
Still people in this building? No one in the on the club floor besides the ones that are present in the initiative tracker. But yes, there are other people in the building. Uptown does not know that. That was information that was given to Texas.
Okay. In which case, I'm now armed I'm going to back up, first of all, make some distance between me and Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at her and I go, I don't know what he did to get in your head, but man, he's got his hooks in good. And his first instinct is to train his gun on Rachel because he's disarmed somebody, and that's the muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
But then he turns and fires at Christian. Because he knows that if Christian has dominated her, it's likely to go away if he goes down. So, dexterity and firearms?
Yeah, that's going to be a dexterity and firearms, absolutely.
Come on. Ugh. 2 successes.
2 successes?
Yep.
Uptown was very ready to fire on Christian Lavallee, swings the gun around, and your mind is a little bit of flutter as you see Rachel dive in front of the barrel of the gun and take the shot point blank.
Okay. Uptown blinks hard as he feels like almost like tears beginning to form in the corners of his eyes, blood cooling. He blinks it away, grits his teeth, and tries to forget all of the history that him and Rachel have in their struggle against the Camarilla. And that's my turn.
Yeah. You were expecting the loud, cacophonous bang of a gunshot and a hole punched in undead flesh of a villain, and you see the hot spray of red of someone who very recently was someone that you trusted implicitly. And you are still uncertain why she's making the choices that she made, but you have a sinking feeling in your gut that it was nothing natural that made your former thrall do what she just did.
Mm-hmm.
After Uptown, it is Christian Lavallee. The wounds that are across Lavallee's body start to heal. You notice the pinpricks in the entry wounds start to heal over. Lavallee is going to run directly up to Deacon. And he is going to place a hand on your throat. Can I please get a dexterity plus athletics?
First of all, ew. Don't treat me like a sub out here in these streets. Dex plus athletics. Is this happening too quickly for me to rouse the blood to add dice?
You can rouse the blood.
I fail, I get hungrier. I am now at 2. I already know what this motherfucker's about to say in my head. Because it's me. He made me bow, and now he puts his hands on me, and then he uses goddamn dominate on me. What kind of fucking Ventrue am I?
Oof.
I'm gonna take a photo of this. It's a total of 7 with a messy critical. in the wrong. Jesus Christ! Hold on, my hands are shaking. I'm in the wrong Discord and shit on my phone. Phew. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's a total of 7 with a messy critical.
You dodge your neck out of the way of his grasp. And there is a moment where you have genuine fear inside of you as his finger delicately grazes the skin on your neck. And you feel the blood that rushes just underneath the surface of your throat bubble, burn, and evaporate away. It isn't enough to cause a wound. It isn't enough to erupt out of you, but he was about to do grievous harm to you.
Is that his
That is his turn. He has failed.
Okay.
After Lavali, it is Rachel. Rachel lies sputtering on the floor. Blood leaking out of the back of her. She looks up to Uptown with her eyes glazing over, and I am going to roll a roll. Uptown, you have seen thralls try to buck off a regnant's touch before. It doesn't look like that. This is the full glassy stare of someone dominated. She cannot resist. She is trying to resist, and she just gets out a few words, and it is just a simple, pitiful blood on the lip. I'm sorry. And then her eyes glaze, and Rachel dies.
Okay.
After Rachel's turn, it is Lupe.
Damn. Okay, so I see him, the nameless, I'm assuming he's a warlock, reaching for back pocket, correct?
You do see
where
the...
I'm at in action moment.
Yeah, your focus has been on this stranger nigh on the entire time. You are unsure what he's capable of. You don't know if he's a warlock or not. He has not belied any powers or any efficiency. You see, however, Lupe is a discerning individual, has lived in Kindred culture for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Only a specific kind of cunty Kindred shows up to a club meeting in Herringbone. You can make some assumptions.
Okay. Oh god, I don't have that was my only possibly combat related ability, and I don't think I can do it twice.
Yes, you certainly can. Oh no, you have gaze and focus. As long as you're within combat with him, you can definitely. It is a traditional, absolute dominant move for a ministry, a Setite, to look at someone and then they break the gaze and then you grab them by the chin and you're like, no, darling, you stay looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, I wanna get up in his face and make him look at me.
Okay.
I wanna do it again.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see how the rolls go. Yeah, give me the presence, and give me the roll first, the charisma plus presence, and then I'll roll against it and we'll see what happens.
Sure. Charisma plus presence. Ooh, I almost yeeted my dice across the room. Jesus Christ.
You never go full Beardsley.
Okay. Oh no! What happens when I spend all my willpower? If I only got 2 successes.
This man has gotten a... I'm going to give you a little bit of narrative control here, as this individual has rolled a bestial failure.
Yes! Okay, I'll
Make it
take
hurt.
it.
Make it hurt. Make it hurt.
I actually want to grab him by the neck.
Okay.
Like, my sharp nails, like, digging into the side of his face. Not enough to draw blood, but I'm, like, grabbing him. Not in a hot way. In a, I'm gonna fuck you up way.
Yeah. Furrowed
And I
brow,
want him to
angry.
Like, the snake eyes did not go away, even though he broke eye contact. I kept that shit up, and now this is me doing it again. No.
Very much.
Whatever it is you're going to do, you're not going to do it. And I reached into his pocket and pulled out whatever it was he was going for. Can I reach?
I think
Or
with
am I
him
too
making
short?
I think with him making a bestial failure. So this is what happens. You
I am good at pickpocketing.
Yeah, you grab his face, and your sheer force of will. You don't apply a tremendous amount of strength. Lupe is not an incredibly muscular individual, but the sheer force of personality, the fear, and the will that is pushed into this man puts him to his one knee. And his hand is just like holding against, like he doesn't even have the presence of mind to move his hand from where it was behind his back. Go ahead and reach into his pocket and grab what he had.
Okay. I can't look at it, obviously, because I have to maintain eye contact, but I have it now.
You feel inside that back pocket what appears to be you think a bag of some sort. You feel something sharp sticking out of the top of it. You're not sure what it is.
Mine now. With the hand that I grabbed it with, I'm just going to shove it in my purse.
Absolutely, absolutely. After Lupe's turn, it is Deacon.
There was one particular sentence that I know you said it specifically for Deacon, Aaron.
I did.
Deacon feels fear. Deacon has been disrespected for no reason. He was then dominated for a reason. I did shoot him. Then he tried to grab my throat and he made me feel fear. I don't appreciate this. Deacon was planning on letting him just go into torpor and then we would decide something later. Now, whatever happens. I'm just going to shoot this. I'm going to keep shooting him. Like, but this isn't for the chest. He's close enough. It's at his face and I'm shooting him in the head.
Give me a roll.
Pissing me off. There was once a plan. I'll risk getting hungrier to add to this. Why is that? Okay, get back on there. I'll rouse some blood for this to add to the damage. I get hungrier. I'm at 3. Pretty soon, I won't care that he's not that afraid of me. What is my dice pool? I apologize to the people at home watching me do this in real time, too. It should be. Oh, it's 3 die. It's 3 hunger die, not 2. That is 1, 2, 3. That is 4 successes.
With 4 successes with this 357, Can you describe to me what it looks like as you put down Christian Lavalley? Where does this shot go?
The amount of shit talk that comes out of him. For one, he's felt fear, and he hasn't felt. This is a person who I don't think in his life has really truly felt fear since his teenage years. And that's because he was doing things that a teenager should not be doing at that time. But since then, he's kind of blocked it out. But what everyone else hears, you just in the stream of events, he reaches for his throat, he dodges out of the way. Everyone just hears him go, "Motherfucker, you done lost your fucking mind!" And he shoots him dead in the side of the head as he sidesteps. And for Deacon, that statement does have dual meaning, because he truly does believe that this dude has lost his mind, but he has lost himself in this moment because he truly believes, and Deacon truly believes, I truly believe, there was no other option but to do this. Because all the things that he presented were non-negotiable. There was no other way but this. There was no negotiating. There was no way but violence.
The gunshot goes off. The ashy, pallid, gray brain matter that is inside of Lavalle's head is splattered across the dance floor. And for a brief moment, Lavalle still stands and makes eye contact with Deacon, even in this moment of gratuitous violence. And I would allow Lupe and who has Auspex here? I'm so sorry. And Uptown and December. I would allow you all to make a wits plus awareness. Deacon, you don't need to make it. And I'm going to wait for the results of that very quickly.
I don't have Auspex. Do I still roll?
You're right next to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
To Christian or the other guy?
Lupe is So Christian moved maybe 2 steps towards Deacon, and Lupe moved like 2 steps towards the person that was sitting in the booth. You two are less than 6 feet away from each other.
Okay.
Wits and awareness. This is not visual, right? Because I'm still freezing the warlock.
Yes. This is purely auditory.
Got it.
4 successes?
4 successes.
Willpower, and I still only got 3.
You only got 3?
4 hunger.
Okay.
And wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness.
Oh, wait. I believe I got a messy critical. I just need to confirm.
Oh.
Did you get a 10 on your hunger dice and another 10 somewhere else?
Yes.
That is a messy critical.
So, and you also add another 2 successes for that. To whatever you rolled.
Oh,
3 for Lupe?
Successes.
3 successes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 6 for December, and it's a messy critical.
Uptown and Lupe, you both hear a voice that is not Christian Lavalle's come out of his mouth. December and Deacon, you both hear with the utmost clarity a haunting, multifaceted echo of a voice come out of Christian Lavalle. It is 6 different tones. It is 6 separate voices ranging from androgynous to femme to childlike to multitudes to something alien altogether, like vocal cords separated and re-strewn together. This one was mine. One of you is going to take their place. Do you understand? You could have done what they asked, and things would have been easy. And now, instead of a quick transfer of power. You all are going to play politic and repeat the cycle all over again until one of you gets too close, missteps, and I take you. I only need one. And then Lavali collapses.
When he collapses, does it look final death, like fully exsanguinated, or is he going into torpor?
It seems like torpor.
Okay, I can deal with torpor. We can spin torpor. Mm-hmm. Other shit aside, we can spin torpor.
After Deacon, it is Tex.
Oh shit! I had a plan for him. Okay. The warlock is still up. Yes.
Yes.
Or the warlock is still up. Cool. I'm just gonna walk or go by Lupe and go. All right, Miss Lupe, is this one a problem too?
Yes.
How much of a problem?
Well, in a moment, he will probably try to break my gaze and break out of this again. So if you could kindly restrain him.
Absolutely. I go over to the warlock and kind of get like a small little trot to get some momentum. And I reverse DDT his ass.
Oh.
Like full on legs in the air. Rear naked choke right to the ground.
Are you applying potence to this, I imagine?
I am.
Roll me a strength plus brawl, please.
With pleasure.
With that Reverend Devon.
Reverend Devon, jeez.
That was his
tremendous,
finisher when he
tremendous.
went solo.
So we're talking, you're hitting, for clarity, you are doing it to the one that was paralyzed by Lupe, correct?
Yeah, like after speaking with Lupe, he goes, all right, and then goes,
straight successes. Or this is immediately going to hit. We're just counting successes. And are you using the aggravated damage?
Yeah, so it's 4 successes.
4 successes on top of, okay, so strength plus 4.
Yeah. Yep.
When I say that this man was an athletic individual, I wasn't joking. He was quite the figure, broad-shouldered, 6 feet tall, chiseled-looking individual. Not bad-looking at all. Looked quite athletic. You crumple him and you fold this man as if he was... You fold this man like laundry in his own clothes.
Like a pretzel.
You hear the snapping of bone, the crunching of flesh, and people here might have had allusions to exactly how powerful Tex is when it is necessary. The linoleum on the floor cracks. There is a severe amount of debris that is scattered around. There is a moment or two of twitching as the individual tries to get out of the grasp as a reflex. But it's very quickly understood that there's no one home. And they go limp.
Wow, that was a lot more thorough than I expected.
Sorry. I had put a lot of effort of just getting here, so I was going to do something. I'm leaving here with something, so that was it. And I think Deacon, Uptown, and December, like as they're focused on something else, they just randomly hear a he just fucking goes for the rear naked joke.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we're all hearing this otherworldly voice, and we just hear.
As Uptown was blinking away the tears of seeing Rachel die, that's the sound that snaps him out of it.
We hear a Samoan Chi-Hu in the background.
I wanted to do it, but people's headphones
your mic was not going to catch that. We know your shit's going to go high.
Yeah, 100%. You don't have the gain settings for a Chi-Hu. So we'll hit Modi. It is now Modi's turn.
Oh right.
Krishnavali lays on the floor limp. The stranger is in an equal position, but covered in shattered linoleum. Rachel lies dead, and he is the sole member standing.
Are we still in initiative at this point?
Yeah.
Not anymore, because Modi looks to you all and says,
Yeah.
"You hiring?"
I knew.
A hearty chuckle escapes Deacon.
Uptown looks up and says, "He took one of mine. I'm taking one of his."
I'm not looking to die to...
questions.
No, I
With the
don't
right
mean kill.
questions, we might get something useful out of him.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Initiative is over. The scene is technically completed. We are no longer in combat. Everything that is a threat has been dispatched. But Modi does stand before you. I'm not looking to die tonight. That's not what's happening here. I mean, clearly you're in a position of advantage, and that one, he points to Tex, is faster than me, and that one, he points to Uptown, is crazier than me, and that one, he points to Lupe, is better looking than me.
Sexier than you?
And then and then that one, he points to Deacon. That's the one in charge, right? So you hiring?
In charge is kind of a whatever.
I don't give orders so much as I give suggestions, and I ask very nicely. So, you were very smart in that you didn't actually make a move. Although I do believe you tried to do some stuff to Texas.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to kill one of you.
At least he's honest.
Yeah.
I still haven't had my 3 count. I'm willing to get it.
He could be more honest if we wanted him to.
I'm not-
Just putting it out there
We're
if you
not.
want some assurances.
I've got some information that you want.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Exactly. December, we were of the same mind. I was not going to. He did something stupid. It didn't work out. He stood still, and he immediately called it quits. Luckily for you, and unluckily for Rachel. I'm sorry, Uptown.
Uptown walks over to Rachel, kneels down, takes her hand in his, gently closes her eyes, and takes any identifying stuff off of her. He's usually pretty careful about that sort of thing anyways, but he knows that she likes to carry some personal effects.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes that off, tucks it into his jacket, and then leans down and whispers something. Anybody with heightened senses, so I think just December, hears him say, "Until we meet again. Well fought, soldier." And then he stands up, and he looks at Deacon, and he's like, "We don't have a lot of time until those gunshots get called in. I'm going to go take care of the security system so that nobody sees any of that bullshit." As much as we hate the Camarilla, the Masquerade is the most important thing. And Uptown heads for server room, something like that.
Eventually I will get any of my brass that fell, and I will. You specifically said that some of my stuff went into a wall. I will get that as well. But looking at Modi, there's 2 ways I can interpret what Uptown just said when he said they took one of mine, I get one of theirs. Either, yes, we are hiring, which in that standpoint, you wouldn't just be his ghoul, you would be ours. But you have information. In fact, we were looking for you. we've been looking for you. Some could say that this is your fault. I hear myself getting angrier as I say it. I'm going to calm down. Excuse me. Yeah.
Do a little
hiring.
massaging of the blood.
You're useful.
Ask your questions.
You're useful, but we do need to do this questioning elsewhere. So, Texas.
Yeah.
Would you please, up until anyone can make sure that he can't get away from us by vampiric means, make sure that he can't get away by physical means. Don't hurt him unless he makes you, and make sure he can live through the hurt if he does make you.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Don't hurt him unless he makes you, and if you do have to hurt him, make sure he can live through the hurt.
That's fine.
Please.
Walks up to the he goes, do you do a lot of working out, sports, anything like that?
I play bocce ball.
You'll be fine. And he takes a full elbow to his knee, like just, and crumples him. Now I can do the other one if you think that that's not enough, but I think it'll be fine.
He holds his knee. Okay. He holds his leg. Why? Actually, why? Don't you have handcuffs or something? Why? Why?
You
I'm gonna take out the other knee.
Don't. You hear Deacon say don't. He screams out don't. Tex, let's recount what I just asked you.
I got this, Deacon. You said make sure
you got what I'm going to say.
Yeah, you said make sure he doesn't do anything that he can escape physically. A broken knee is a physical, and he won't die.
I said don't do anything unless he makes you.
He made me.
Why are you my best friend?
He tried to, Miss Lupe, if you remember, he tried to make me hurt you. That's enough for me to at least break a knee.
He failed.
Yeah, all right, that's his fault.
Okay.
Why are we all looking at me like I'm wrong?
Okay.
You just killed the guy. Exactly.
Oh my God.
I'm doing the correct thing.
Not the fucking.
We are going to move forward. Texas,
tremendous.
Carry him. We're going to carry.
Go, guys.
We got two bodies. All right, we got two bodies. We got to get Lavalley out of here. We got to get him out. He's not fully dead. Yes. Eventually, he'll wake up. I don't know how old he is.
About that. I pull my phone out of my bag. By the way.
You check your phone. Yes. You see it as you pull it out, and you have 37 notifications.
Oh. So the call wasn't still live?
The call was definitely still live. You're just also getting texts.
Oh, I put the phone up to. Well, I'll look at the text really quick.
It's a lot of. Can you hear me? Are you there? I'm on my way. He gives you a pin. He gives you another pin with where he's at. And you see that as far as the last pin was concerned, he should be coming through the doors right about now.
I hold the phone up to my head. Baron?
Yes.
Sorry about all that. Looks like everything is mostly under control.
What happened? I'm coming in. I'm in the parking lot. I'm coming in.
Please come in.
Yes. In the door.
I will step out to where the bouncer may or may not be.
Oh, that bouncer is so long gone.
Okay, I was gonna be like, down boy.
Oh, he's gone. There were gunshots.
Oh yeah, he pieced the fuck out. Okay, that's fine.
Inside,
gunshots and a large Chihu.
Yeah, and he leaves.
You hear a Chihu, you gotta back the fuck up.
He hears gunshots and linoleum smashing, and he walks away. Inside, flanked by Fox, the leather spike looked, the non-binary, side-shaved, very screechy punk lead singer is Trevor LePage.
I just need to hear what band they sing for one more time, Aaron.
Oh, they are the lead singer of Sapphic Erection.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hit you in the face every time he says it.
Honestly, I'll mention it every single time. I'm super proud of it. It's gay. It's gender. I love it. So
Impressed.
She's single.
Well,
They single.
they are a threat. So in the door walks the pair, and Baron LePage looks around. And then he sees the body of Lavalley.
so he went crazy.
Just in
And-
torpor.
Hopefully the call picked up the weird voices that came out of him when we had to knock him out.
Give me a dexterity plus tech.
Sure. I don't think that's very high. No, it's not.
You can rouse the blood if you like. Don't forget willpower.
Wanna rouse the blood? How do I do that?
You make a rouse
Make a
check.
rouse.
If you're successful, you don't gain any hunger. And if it is successful, then you gain extra dice equal to your blood potency.
You get the extra dice no matter what.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me again. Oh, you roll a single die. Okay.
Yep, single die.
If your blood potency 1, you add 1 dice. If you're 2, you add
That
2 dice.
is. What is that? Is that a. Can I re-roll? I cannot read this letter.
Please do, yeah. We work on the honor system here. I'm not monitoring your dice rolls. Be
I couldn't
good.
tell if it was a 1 or a 7, and it was making me upsetty spaghetti.
It's fine.
I got a success on the other die roll.
Tremendous. So, how many successes, sorry, total?
Well, it says you just
Oh,
roll a
just for
single
the
die
rouse?
for
Okay.
rouse and blood, right?
Then you did succeed. Okay, now give me
So now
give me a
what?
dex
We get
plus
extra
technology with 1 extra dice.
Okay, so that is this many. I think. Oh no, I clicked on things. Stop it.
As I'm realizing the generations of the other people in this coterie, I also realize why the dynamic is the way it is.
Okay. My question is this: if the failures outnumber the successes,
Yes?
is that a fail?
No. It is simply count your
I got a
successes.
success. I
You got a
one
success?
Yep, just one.
There are certain elements of that phone call that were picked up enough that you may be able to piece it together later, the exact intention, and listen back to it and disseminate it to the people that might use it. So Lavalle's listening to you, and he's looking around.
Holly or LePage?
Sorry, the LePage.
La 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 la.
Yeah, LePage looks at Lavalle's body. He's not turning to ash, so I can assume he's alive?
Yes.
Torpor.
Yeah,
We can
I
still
don't
move on.
care about crazy, Deacon. We deal with crazy all the time.
Yeah.
You assaulted
I'll
the
walk something
Tremere
back.
Primogen.
Listen, you should care about crazy because you just dealt with crazy when you fed it to a fire. Remember the brain scramble?
Yeah, there's a difference between a scrambled brain and a scapegoat, and the Tremere Primogen, which
Also
we
being
need
a part of it.
we need to have a friendly, if not at least neutral relationship with the remaining elements. The Archon is in town, Deacon.
I'm aware of that.
Then why
If I may.
did you rock into this club and put holes in the Primogen? You have broken a tradition. This is not your domain.
I didn't kill him. And
You
he had no
assaulted
choice.
him.
Did you hear? Okay, so I'm assuming because you're here. Did you hear the conversation that was beforehand? What he wanted? He wanted to
Negotiation.
bloodbind. No, there was no negotiation.
Other alternatives. Give boons.
I
Walk
gave the alternative.
away. You drew
I was
heat.
the only one that he said could walk away. That was the only alternative, was for me to put him into torpor, not the final death. I did not deliver the final death because I knew I'd be having this conversation with you. At least with this, we can break down what is wrong with him.
You're
Because when
making
he went down,
excuses for
I'm telling
breaking.
facts.
You are making excuses, whether they are factual or not. This is not the precinct, Deacon. I am saying this. You are guilty until proven innocent. This is not
so is
mortal life. No, he is not. No, he is not. He sits in a position of privilege as an elder, as a primogen, as a representative of the Ivory Tower in a city that we just had an assassination of a prince in. We are trying to have some modicum of peace, and we have open fighting in Camarilla Domain. You could have done what he asked, and we could have wrung his neck for it later. But your ego got in the way and you wouldn't do what he said, and now we have a severe problem.
I wouldn't allow him to bloodbind one of yours. I wouldn't allow him to take one of yours. He wanted December back with the Ivory Tower.
The Tremere can't bloodbind.
And to stake Uptown
That's
as well.
a point that he made very clear that he could. One of the very first things he said is, I'm not like the others. I can do it. First thing he said out of his mouth.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I'm back here. Sorry. What exactly did you think we were going to do? I don't really think you believe that this group of people here are the ones that are at the height of decorum and politicking. You had to think that we were going to come in here and get what you needed by any means necessary. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like this is kind of a setup on our end, and the scapegoat isn't him, it's us.
I wouldn't have shown up if I needed another scapegoat. I need you to be clean. And if you're saying that you are not what I thought you were, then shame on me. Then shame on me, because I have Uptown and I have Lupe and I have December. But if you want to sell yourself as dumb muscle, I don't see you that way. I expected.
It is a shame on you.
I expected better. Truly.
You got what you wanted.
This is not what I wanted.
What did you want?
We got
us to have tea and to send him over to you so that you all can have a wonderful conversation. Honestly, if you were here, you would have heard what happened before. This wouldn't have happened if the primogen, sir, didn't
and may I point out,
attack first.
And may I point out, one of the things we found out is he was there. The thing we are investigating, he was there that night, and not the only primogen that was there.
I know. I heard. No, I heard that. I am.
Okay.
Let me be clear. Listen, if you want your good boy points, fantastic job. Fantastic job. We have learned so much this evening. Thank you. We can debrief later. We can go over all of the wonderful things that you all found out about this villainous individual, this member of the fascist organization which we rail and buck against. I know that they are the worst. I want him dead. Let's be clear about that. However, I cannot have that be at the cost of this entire domain and everything that I have fought for this entire time. I have people to care about. There are mortals at stake. There is an entire revolution that is fought tooth and nail to take the half domain that we have here. There is an Archon on our doorstep. He can do whatever he wants to us. He has dispensation to bring down hell upon us.
Thankfully, I have a meeting with him, don't we, Deacon?
Yes.
This is bullshit.
Baron, with all due respect, I think you'll find that we didn't have many options in this situation. Either you lose the assets that you had poured into and sent us in this direction, whether or not you expected us to be here, or we acted in our own best interest to maintain the coterie. Would you prefer a dissolution and to be fighting against me right now?
And may I
What?
point out, this is a situation that I was brought into. I was called here. He had Uptown on the dais with a floating chair and a spike next to his chest.
Why
He
did
then told
that
me-
happen?
What? I could not tell you.
What happened between...
mine.
No, what
How about we
happened
debrief
between
later?
Uptown and Lavali that had Uptown bound to that chair? What was the circumstance that happened?
Could not tell you. Everything that
Now you
happened
wanna hear
after was what happened to me. I don't know
LePage's
what
eyes
happened
immediately
before
moved to Uptown.
I'm in the back taking care of the security system.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like me to roll?
You hear it. Like, I think the building isn't so large. Like, you are present
Okay.
enough for this. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay,
He's
well, I'm
trying to
taking
you
out
can
the
hear him.
security server so that when the RCMP show up to the gunshot call-in, there's nothing to find here. So I take that and I stuff it kind of in my jacket, and I'm finding all of my stuff wherever LaValle stashed it in here. Or
Sure.
I go
Yeah.
to the
You find
parking
you
garage
find your possessions. Yeah.
Yeah, I take everything that's mine out of here, and then I come back in, and I go, "Oh, what's going on?"
Oh, shit.
before while that's happening, while you were doing that whole roll, Deacon says, and before we get any further, crazy isn't it. Crazy, that's what we try to label Malkavians as, even though I find that's a catch-all term that is undeserved. This was not crazy. Something was done to him.
He was
A
not
message was
himself.
either left or given through him without his voice. It was not him speaking to us. Something was done. That is part of the reason why he is not a pile of ashes. He is in torpor. He can be revived. He can be spoken to.
I'm not
later on.
talking about what you've learned and who he was. In the most
Memories
crystal
can be
clear
taken.
in the most crystal clear way possible, Deacon, all due respect to your entire coterie, I thank you for trying. I do appreciate this. I am trying very much not to panic over the fact that we have the situation that we do. The fact of the matter is, I needed a primogen not to be assaulted in his own domain. I cannot make it any more clear. This is a breach of the domains, and it is exactly what the remaining primogen and that Archon are looking for to incriminate us even further. It will not matter what Lavali's state was. It will not matter what you've learned at his expense. It's not going to make a difference. Gunshots and cracked linoleum
Don't-
and
If I may,
Listen.
if
Yes,
I may,
yeah.
Lupe will step forward. I am sure there are primogen who would vouch for my trustworthiness when it comes to this type of event. Even to this day.
Who?
She smiles. The gangrel primogen, for one.
Mrs. Verdun?
Yes. In fact. And
She's a
who's the other
recluse.
one? Who's the other one? That
Which
is
other one?
mine.
Lupe got two?
I do. Ratonbury.
Oh, right, yes.
And you won't get any trouble from the Ventru primogen.
Now,
Who is, by the way, the one who set up the meeting with us and the Archon to disseminate such things to keep them off your back.
Oh, speaking of which, I also happen to have information that would help the case with the Ventru Deacon, if it helps.
Yes.
The Ventru primogen's on the sheriff's shit list.
Mm.
Oh, spoiler alert, that was me that stole the sheriff's list, by the way. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Yeah, it happened like last year or a couple months ago. I can't remember. Time's a little loopy right now. I'm real hungry. Yeah, no, there's a whole list of people that the sheriff's been investigating actively, and the Ventru Primogen is one of them. Deacon, feel free to take that to him.
Thank you. I will.
I've been sitting on it just in case I needed it, and now feels like a good time.
So, Baron, you have 3 Primogen who are not going to act against you. The ability to spin it, that one of the other Primogen was affected by something. Maybe he dove too deep into the magic pool, it drove him off the deep end. And we can spin it as we had no choice but to put him unconscious, not the final death. A thing that I did not want to deliver because I know that the final death is a privilege only of my elders. Putting someone to sleep in fear of our lives, our freedoms as anarchs.
I also have to ask the question. The higher-ups in the Tremere, I think it... Honestly, I'll take the bullet for this. It's my fault everyone's in this mess, and if nobody in this room speaks a word, other than... where'd he go?
Modi, he can't walk. He's on the ground.
No,
He's right there.
not him. The what's his name, Aaron?
What a good question. Where is he?
Where's the Nosferatu?
Oh,
What is his name?
One sec.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that the one that I
I've been waiting for
DDT'd?
weeks for this name.
No.
No.
The Nosferatu stayed invisible the whole time.
Yeah, he's the one who
Was
freed
just
me
watching.
from the chair.
Oh, yeah, no, you definitely have not gotten his name.
Oh.
What?
Where's that Nosferatu that was here? He let me out of the chair.
Yeah, I saw him.
What?
And he wouldn't step in either.
Yeah, there's been a Nosferatu here the whole time.
Well, there's usually like 2. But there
Probably.
actually was one this time?
Probably should have led with that.
Well, he freed me from the chair that LaValle was keeping me in.
Oh, I thought you just...
Are there any on our side, Baron?
A few.
Also, he sounded really familiar, like I
There's-
once sold him something.
Well, there's Lester.
Plenty. It wouldn't
Probably.
be Lester.
It couldn't have been Lester. And it could have
I
been.
would have smelled Lester from a mile.
He
away.
sounded like a real shitbird. Like he was just being a fucking asshole to me, like rubbing
Well,
my face in
Longtooth
it.
is an asshole, but Longtooth wouldn't
They
have
also
done
had
this.
really good manicured nails. I don't know if that's
It's
any
definitely not
identification.
Longtooth then.
What?
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was acrylic and everything. Nice. Ombre.
Is this how we found out that Texas has fucking auspex?
No, I watched the network. I seen it.
No, I watched it.
All right.
No, I
Anyways,
watched the other-
there
listen,
is an
listen,
option.
I
No,
understand.
No. I'm trying to say that there's an option here where we play this as though the Tremere Primogen stepped to me, I stepped back by myself, put his ass in fucking torpor, a shitbird Malkavian anarch, put the Tremere Primogen in torpor alone, and we spread that rumor on purpose and let the rest of the Camarilla eat him alive for that.
What about? I motioned to the other assumed warlock.
Mm-hmm.
What
Oh,
about
yeah,
this
little-
one?
this little
Also,
fuck. Who is this?
also, wait. There's another way we can spin this. If he
Infighting?
was indeed taken over by some force, or some ability, or some magic, as that very strange
Betrayal
voice
inside the
implied,
pyramid. I like where your head's at, Lupe.
we're doing him a favor. Now that he is in torpor, when we bring him back, he will be oh so grateful to find that he is no longer being controlled. Assuming he didn't sign up for it, we don't know that much yet.
I do believe we need to have a conversation with him. We do need to wake him up and have a talk. That does need to
Of course
happen.
we do. And we should.
Yeah, zero's up.
I have never
All right.
been much of a
Cold-blooded.
fan of Christian, but I do not want to be the one
Yeah,
He
according
seems
Christian, he's a
to-
real fan of blood orgies. That's a weird thing.
Well, he has a
Who isn't?
well, I was gonna say that's not so strange, but the problem that I have is that he's all right. So let me get this straight. Let's parse out the problems and the solutions that we have that are potential. So here's my big problem that I still don't think you all are grasping fully, and that's fine. I'm willing to explain it in exacting detail. There are individuals that are going to use this, should it get out, and should we not be able to spin it or manipulate it in such an incredibly subversive way. People are going to use this in order to make us look horrible. In no uncertain terms, Deacon, you have completely went against one of the traditions. You have breached the tradition of domain, and there will need to be recompense for that. If this comes to
For
light,
what it's worth, it was me.
I wasn't done talking, and it does not matter what you're saying right now. In the perception of this situation, Deacon walked into LaValle's club and opened fire. Is that incorrect? Whatever happened with you outside of here, if that is another breaching of domain, then unfortunate to the second extent. But what I'm saying is there has been a breach of traditions, and if this does come to light, you are going to have to deal with the punishments therein, or alternatively, run. It is not final death, but it could be things like blood binding. It could be things like long-term domination. It could be indentured servitude in discipline training. It could be multiple things that are horrible to endure. So be prepared if our plan of attack at this does not go off without a hitch. Those are the realities that we're facing. They are looking for any singular misstep, and this is glaring, and I know that you were put into a hard situation. I know that. I did not send you here.
Snitch?
Am I going to snitch? I have an entire domain to think of. I need every resource that I have is going to go into keeping your name out of the mouths of the ivory tower.
Okay. All the people here that
You
know
really
that we
think-
were here.
Deacon, do
It's
you
still not
really
a
think
no.
the Baron would have done us such a kindness as to show up if he wasn't willing to help?
I
Let's
just
all
pointed
take a
text.
beat. Let's all take a beat. We need to think about this logically.
Also, I think we need to not be here.
Yeah, we
I
need to
agree.
leave.
We
Oh
need to
no,
think
we're
about this
we should
logically
clean
and
up.
get the fuck
we're
out of
fine.
here.
We're fine here. The roads are shut down. There's no cops coming. I've pulled every string in the entire book. There's no one coming. We have all the time in the world to clean this up. That is not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is if anyone else saw, if there was any sort of elements that we didn't see. You said there was an Nosferatu. There could have been more.
I don't know if now is the pertinent
Not
time
in
to
our
bring-
immediate vicinity. I looked around. There was only one at the time of when this kicked off. After that, not sure. Okay.
I took this off of that other, I'm assuming, Tremere, and I pulled this little baggie out of my purse. He was reaching for this when he was going to fight back, but I froze him in place. I don't know what it is.
It is a hex bag. You identify it right away.
Oh, now that I can look at it, I know
Yeah,
what
you
it
see
is.
what you pull it out of your
Okay.
bag, and it's just a hex bag.
I retcon that line.
For
then.
sure,
I go,
for sure.
oh, there was this thing. I didn't get to look at it before. Oh, I wonder if we can use this later.
December can.
If you can find a way, it's us.
December, you recognize it almost immediately. It has the hallmarks of a very famous ritual. You'll have to check your tomes. You'll have to go and peruse through the grimoires to be able to use it effectively. But you look at it, you're like, oh, that itches the back of my brain. That is something.
Okay,
That's
since
a little
apparently we have
So
Since
Oh,
apparently
as
we have
everyone's
all
as you're
the
playing with the bag, as you're having this tete-a-tete, Fox steps forward.
she'll hand it to December.
LePage, baby, you should probably just take a step back and take a breath. I know you're having a hard time right now, but I think your temper's getting the best of you. So how about you, and then just puts a hand on his chest and shoves him backwards. You just take a step back, you back against the wall, go have a cigarette. You won't, bring it in, come on, bring it in, come on. And she like gestures for all of you to like stand close.
Mm-hmm. What's happening?
Y'all fucked up, hey? Pretty bad.
No.
No. Not laying blame or anything like that. Listen, I did a very similar thing about 6 months ago, so I get it. So I've got a couple of tips and tricks. I'm the architect. I'm quite literally the one that's supposed to be designing this domain and the future of Calgary and all of these different things. And LePage is definitely the square hammer that is hitting, 6 nails at once. And that's all well and good, but I'm a fucking chisel. Okay? I'm going to fucking cut out all the problems and we're going to get through this together. So admit it to me. Okay? Y'all fucked up, right? This is a big fuck up. Didn't mean to come in here and make a big mess like this. Uptown, you, baby girl, you fucked up big time, right? You made a mess. And I respect you for it. I love you for it. I love that very much. It's very baby girl. It's very boss bitch. I definitely understand what you're going for here. I definitely get it. Which one of you put lead in this man? Which one of you? Because I'm seeing nothing short of like 7 holes in this guy. So, I'm thinking 2 of you shot him. All right. Yeah. No, bozo number 1. And Deacon, you also put holes in this man, right? Okay. Tremendous. Love that. Love that very much. You're using firearms. This is Canada, Texas. This is Canada. So we're going to be punk about this. And punk doesn't apologize. And punk just hurts fascists. That's how this works, right? Which one of you can get inside this man's head and twist it around and make him do what we fucking want? Which one of you? Is it you? Snake Eyes?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I suppose there are ways, but...
We need it to be subtle.
I don't know that I could do that much aside from just my charm.
Well, that'll be option number.
Mostly, I would say is Lupe mostly presence and not dominate. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Okay, well, tremendous. Well, then perhaps, you are listen, all of this is working. This is working. Don't know if it's what we need. However,
I think if we work in tandem, we can probably.
Okay.
I think my political connections can help.
You sweet talk his mind. Yeah, you sweet talk his mind, and I force whatever we want in there.
Yeah.
Why don't we just blood bond this fucker?
Because we don't fucking do that.
I know.
I'm trying to avoid that myself personally.
What do you mean? Fucking wash your mouth out. Get that shit.
Lupe looks uncomfortable with the mere mention of blood bonding.
Mm-hmm.
So it is December.
All right. So, okay, tremendous. Who wants to play a little good cop, bad cop?
Oh, I love good cop, bad cop.
Okay, tremendous. LePage, we're going to take Lavalley, and we're going to go and have a conversation. And how about you take the rest of, the peanuts here, and you clean up, and you take the rest, and you take the poor broken-legged son of a bitch, and this other little, wizard, and you get him the fuck out of here. And we're going to have a conversation with Lavalley, and we'll catch up later.
Oh, Uptown, did you want Modi as your new ghoul?
If we don't take him, he's gonna run back to the Camarilla. So yes. So
if you don't take me and you don't kill me, I will rat.
Jesus Christ, do it now before
I heard
before
kill
he
him.
leaves.
I'll do it.
A fucking
No. I walk over.
I heard kill him.
Aaron,
you guys are supposed to be the good guys.
I walk over to Modi and I put my arm around his shoulder. And as the hand kind of falls down on his chest, he sees where I nod my own finger down to the bone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, man, welcome to the club. Let's get you, let's get some, what do they call it? The probationary period going, all right?
I'm on probation?
For now.
Yeah, and if you break that probation, I'll let Texas have you.
Probation is better than other things.
I'm
isn't
scary. Look at me.
Hey, don't look
He
at him.
broke
Look
your
at me.
knee. You don't have to look at him. He already.
Modi,
broke
look
your
at
knee.
me. Look at me, Modi.
His
Listen-
eyes
listen to his words,
eyes
look
go
at me.
right to Tex. His eyes go right to Tex, and he's just like, so I'm gonna let Tex in on a little secret. I'm gonna let him in on a little secret. If I really wanted to, I think I got about a 50-50 shot of making him shove that fist right up his own ass. I'm gonna make you pull out your own
Well,
heart.
you're gonna fucking die right
Yeah,
now.
let's
you
go.
piece of shit.
He
I was
makes
never
eye
gonna
contact
work.
with you, and he's just like,
Modi
let's
and
dance.
Uptown's dragging Modi out of the bar at this
I
point.
think Texas and
All right.
Deacon are both just like shoving each other out of the way. We're just like, well, fuck you. Like, no, I got no.
I'm gonna
yeah,
eat
you
your
get
other
the
leg, you fuck.
Lupe
Modi-
gets in both of their way. Like,
Yeah.
stop. Take a beat.
Oh wow.
Do you want to make me angry? Because I'm getting there.
Well, I was. That's Texas's voice. Well, I was.
It's infectious.
We didn't get our wiggles out before stream. I just realized that's why we're all.
No,
fucked
that's
up.
not. No,
True.
Deacon truly. This is a moment of levity for Deacon, who has been pissed off the entire night, and so this is a rare moment of levity that you're all seeing. Like, well, I was just gonna do my whole Texas thing.
That's not really how I sound. That's very disrespectful, Deacon. I thought we were better friends than that.
Don't try to do that to me, boy.
As just as the door is about to close on Uptown and Modi, you hear coming out of the mouth of Modi, "Oh yeah, you actually sound something like this, jackass," and fuck it,
Okay.
and then you
Okay,
just
I look Deacon dead in the face and go,
I'm gonna fucking eat him. That's what I'm gonna do. The next time I see him, I'm gonna slap
Uptown-
him up.
Uptown is so
I-
hockey
And I'm gonna
has him
smoke
in a
him for
headlock and
16
just
hours
beating it
like
to
a
him at this
brisket.
point.
And I'm just gonna slice right into his leg. And I'm gonna have me a sandwich. A Modi sandwich.
He's gonna be a ghoul. He's gonna be a ghoul. He's gonna be a ghoul. Until then, let him be Uptown's problem. Until he's our problem.
It's fine.
When it
don't
becomes
sound
our
like
problem.
that. I don't care. What was that whole "This is Canada" thing?
I'm just
Like, I
standing.
don't fucking know.
Oh, you know they're weird. You know they're weird with guns up here.
Samber's just leaning against the wall, looking at Lupe like, man.
Dog, I'm from California. I moved to New York, and then I moved here. Guns is what I know. Guns. You're from Texas.
fucking
I know your ass no gun. They're weird about it here.
Yeah, I don't even.
It's real weird. He said at the camera, Texas has a
Girls.
normal stance on how guns should be looked at. Probably, maybe, I don't know.
Ian as a player and Texas as a character thinks that there should be proper gun reform and training.
Yes, we both agree on this.
Yes.
But in character, they're weird about this. Up here.
above
fucking
table,
weird.
above
Like,
table,
honestly, like,
looking
it's
directly at the camera, This is why you tell your local political representative about Another World tabletop. So tremendous. Boom. We get political on this show, ladies. So we're gonna zoom away from Deacon and Texas and Uptown, and we're gonna zoom in on December, Texas and Uptown, and
Take bio break.
yeah, I think we're going to take our break right now, and we'll get into our last about hour of game when we come back. We're going to take a quick 10, and then we're actually going to return. We'll get into that when we come back. But okay, we'll see y'all in 10. Stick around, like I said, while we're gone. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, tell your local congressperson, tell your mail courier, tell your dog I love them, Yeah, and also tell your prime minister, tell everybody that you know, and if you got a loved one, smooch them on the head. We will be back in 10 minutes. We have returned. So, the situation as it stood was that Texas, Baron LePage, and December were going to start cleaning up, getting rid of the bodies, collecting evidence and the detritus of the undead and such. However, December, what was the exact situation that you thought of that might change which group you go with? What did December have in mind?
Upon realizing that the plan was to bring Christian back into consciousness at some point and have a conversation, she realized that this might be an opportunity for her to verify the truth of his statements against her power. So she wants to be involved in that conversation as it comes up, more as an observer than an actual participant.
Fox looks at you. All right. You're cool. You can come with.
I'll just be helping the conversation flow. Promise not to slow things down.
Yeah, what do you got to do?
Ooh, I love to watch you do ritual work.
Yeah, I'll need a whole bunch of his blood.
I guess we'll find out how much he's got left. All right. Well, then we'll zoom out from you guys real quick. And we're going to zoom in on Tex and the Baron.
Well, at least it's gonna be fun.
As the Baron looks around the room and starts sort of assessing with a discerning gaze what exactly to pick up, where things should go, how exactly this should be cleaned, he starts sending off messages on his phone. He's taking a mental snapshot of the exact scene that went down. He's looking around. You're one of mine, hey?
Yeah, seems so.
Thanks for pulling their ass out of the fire. I'm sure they had it handled, but, you know.
Well,
it's what we do.
Between me, you, and the birds, right? It's honestly the job of the dumb muscle. Just pull people's asses out of the fire, honestly. If I lifted up Deacon, this place would be blown up to high heaven.
You're not dumb, Tex.
I am not, but it's easier to be that way. People ask less questions.
I can see the merit in it. You know, they keep us down because we act that way. It's not cute. And it only works for so long.
I know, but for me, it's means to an end. That's really what it was. I was true in what I had told you originally, Baron. When this is all done, I want land, and I want to be left alone from all sides, including this group. Tired of playing lapdog.
Why are you playing lapdog?
Because it's a means to an end, Baron. I don't have the druthers for all of this politicking and the primogens, and respectfully to you and these sheriffs and stuff. This life, unfortunately, that I have is not something that was on my radar.
Actually, one second.
And I've just started to find a place to where I could get used to it, and I'd rather be by myself. Or if Miss December would allow me. But that's on there. Consent is key. I heard that's a phrase. I know what it means, but you know what I mean.
It's a dangerous line of thinking, Tex.
It's a dangerous life.
You know, I'm more than willing to give you your land. I'm more than willing to give you the space and the privacy and the respect of domain. I am. But someone will always come and knock at your door. It's always going to happen. We don't get to be monsters on the hill anymore. We can't just live a quiet life. Whether it's mortals, whether it's one of our own. If you go find a nice little rural piece of pasture, you don't have the city and the crush of humanity to hide you. You're going to have a fucking wolf on your ass. We don't get to live quiet lives. I know that you might think that you're hard enough. Listen, when all of this is said and done, and if we're on the level, I'd like you to rethink all of that. Because you don't have to be a lapdog. We can lead. And it takes people like you that are willing to go to the walls to make a real domain.
It's an interesting proposition you have for me, Baron. I have a question. What is it that you see me leading, other than a pack of brutes, motorcycle gangs, thieves, extorting people for either blood and or money? That's what I'm good at, outside of butchery, the traditional sense.
So before we finish up here, I'm just going to tell you a little story about me.
Yeah.
Because, to be blunt, that's not what I want from you at all, but I was a blue-collar man. I worked for some incredibly vicious individuals. I collected money. I scared people. I hurt people. But at the end of the day, I did keep a community safe. That's what I did. Eventually, it became too much. The people that were in charge asked too many favors. I had to hurt one too many people that didn't deserve it. And then one night, I got a little bit too lippy. And, well, this. And I kept living that life for a while. I don't think as long as you have. I got stronger. And then, eventually, I started having to break kneecaps of people that were real threats, real tough motherfuckers. It's a very cheesy line. It's a very old sentiment, but there really is always a bigger fish. And one day, I did meet someone just like you. Tough as nails, scarred up, ready to do what it takes. Philosophical sort. Wanted to be left alone. And I couldn't leave him alone. He made a mistake. Something. I didn't get a lot of details. Didn't matter to me. I was collecting boons, hand over fist. That's how I got into the position that I'm in today. I called in a lot of those old favors. But he had to go down. It was him or me. And he gave me this. And the Baron lifts up his shirt, and you see a ragged claw wound from the center of his sternum going all the way and wrapping around to right before his spinal cord. This doesn't heal. It won't heal. There was some curse in his blood. Some old woo-woo magic shit that he got as a favor from witches like people you probably know. I don't get to go to sleep at night. I don't get to go to sleep during the day in anything other than abject agony. So I have to make sure that that kind of a situation doesn't happen to the rest of our clan because I owe it to us. So I'm not forcing you into anything. And I don't want to get preachy. And I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I'm not going to keep making this offer. And there's not going to be a gun to your head. But I would hate to see another one of my clanmates get put down like a man like I used to be. Or I'd hate to see you have to ache every single day and wake up screaming from the nightmares of fights that you fought decades ago. It doesn't get better. People keep knocking at your fucking door, no matter where you set down your home.
I appreciate your kindness, Baron. You might be a little too late on that last little bit. I see the faces. I see the faces of people that I killed before I was this. I spent my time in the military, you know, like. So it's not something I'm not used to. But this is an interesting conversation, at least to me, in this current moment. So what I discern here in this is that you need somebody like me close to you. For whatever reason. Are we talking prestige? Are we talking position? Are we talking power? What is it? You gonna make me your sheriff? Do you have that kind of power to make me your sheriff, Baron?
I need somebody like you for when I inevitably die.
Oh. Baron, Texas.
Baron.
That's the aim.
Prince. Cardinal. I don't care what you call it. I need somebody that's going to lead, that's not going to fuck it all up. Hurt more people than need to be hurt. We're cursed. To call it anything but is slanderous.
Now, see, Baron, that's interesting. And I feel like you're tap dancing on something in me that I didn't realize was there. I'm interested. So what do you need me to do for you?
Right now?
In general, I know what you need right now.
In general, I need you to help me keep the fucking peace.
Ragtag like me. Politicking. Keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. I'll think about it, Baron. I'll think about it real quick. Yeah. Oh, one last thing. And he looks down back at that scar that wraps around.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you don't leave a man alone. I've seen that before. I've done it. What is that? Hold on. I'm not too keen on the Kindred slang or words, but what? Vitae for thought.
Right.
I'll clean up your mess, Baron. You rest your head.
We will pull back from Tex and the Baron. I don't have a 4-person scene here, so we're just going to leave it as the 6er, but December, Deacon, Lupe, and Fox. You go back into the green room of the Luminosity Club, a place where sex workers and strippers would go and prepare themselves for their evening work, a location that has been seen by a few of you many, many times, and some of you probably far fewer, unless a dollar value was paid.
Hey, is this a strip club?
Yeah, Deacon, it's a strip club.
Deacon's never been in one. He didn't know.
You've never been in a strip club?
What?
What?
Why
I
would
feel
I
like we
have
need to
to?
fix that properly.
I have no. Okay.
You don't like to look at hot, gyrating bodies and spend money on them? All the money in the world you got. All the money in the world you have, and what are you spending it on? Don't tell me you sit in your office, brood, and smoke cigars. God, you are a venture.
Almost as soon as they say all the money in the world, Deacon gets a ping on his phone, and it's his stock exchange app that he has that gives him alerts.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the word that you said that. Fuck Elon Musk. I'm richer than that bitch now.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna buy Tesla and fucking sell it back to the people. Anyway, what were we talking about? Sorry.
Fox looks at Fox looks at you. Yeah, Fox looks at you. You should buy Tesla, name it Edison, and sink it. All right, let's move on here. What? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're in a strip club, Deacon. Fuck. Set up how you got to set up. I'm gonna take Pretty Boy here, and they take the nearly headless Lavali, and they prop him up on one of the overstuffed pieces of furniture that are in the green room, grabs him by the chin, and just grabs the back of his barely hanging on head and points it towards the half of the coterie here and says, "I'm a fucking asshole. Look at me. I'm a huge jerk off." Fuck this guy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Fuck turfs, but nearly headless. How could someone be nearly headless? That's all I thought.
Oh my god!
But also fuck turf. But fuck turfs.
Yeah. Fuck turfs. Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I could think of.
Can we get a fuck turfs in chat? Yeah, fuck turfs in chat. Yeah, thank you so much. Pin it. So tremendous. Anyway, sorry. Was that a little macabre? Was that a little bit macabre?
I don't.
I mean, as long as I don't have to do it.
Shits at all.
Yeah, you don't have to do this. This is all me. So, all right. So you set up. And then she grabs like some of the stage curtains that are sitting back there and just starts ripping them apart and then tying up Lavali, his hands behind his back, his feet tied together. Puts a gag in his fucking slack-jawed mouth. And is like, okay, y'all do your thing.
Well, we have to wake him up. How old is he?
How old is Lavali? You don't know.
Do we know?
Do we want to get some information about him?
Yes.
Okay. December will walk over to him, reach out with a single finger to touch an open wound, and touch that finger to the tip of her tongue so that she can get a taste for his blood.
Okay. Does that take a rouse check? I do forget.
3.
Is that one's free?
Cost free, right?
Oh, yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it's level 1 power. It's free.
A taste for blood. Fantastic.
Okay, cool. So resolve plus blood sorcery.
Yes.
Is 2 successes.
2 successes? That is unfortunately not enough. Would you like to use willpower?
Yes.
Okay.
One moment.
Mm-hmm. The stink face right there. Holy.
That is the face December is making as well.
Yeah, you taste it and you're like, huh, ooh, bitter.
Okay, 3 successes.
It's gone sour.
Yeah. 3 successes?
Yeah. Is that enough?
The blood that you have tasted. So the blood washes over your tongue. You recognize a few things. You have that sort of like cryptic codex of information flood through you. Visions of generations gone by, that hot heat of the occult pouring through you. You feel like, you know, your cortex light up with information. You are told this is a vampire. The blood potency is 2. He has not committed diablerie. You're fairly certain he is either 9th, 10th, or 11th generation. And you recognize that he... Yeah, no, that's it. No, sorry. That is all the information that you get out of him from Taste of Blood.
Okay. So that's you get your little download of that for the rest of the group.
Lupe is very intrigued.
So, any of us
Also,
fall
his
into that?
blood tastes icky.
Oh,
Well, have you met him?
I love the idea that I might be older than him. That's kind of funny.
Oh, wait, what? You're what? Anyone here able to wake him up within that span of generations? What I was taught, you can only wake someone up if you're older than them,
I can.
or your blood is more powerful.
Oh, there's no shot he's older than me.
Yeah, I would vote with them. Absolutely.
What, did
Not
you know
that.
the founding fathers?
Founding fathers? No. No, I just got thick
I'm
blood.
American. Okay. I'm American, so I go back to that.
I'm Estonian. I don't care about what country I'm in anymore.
Oh,
What the fuck? Jesus. You're just like my... Never mind. Never
No.
mind.
Regardless. All right. Okay, Lavali. And they take a little penknife out and they slit up the length of their middle finger and they open up the jaw of Lavali and they're like, say ah. and like finger blast his mouth. And Lavali definitely comes to with a mouthful of punk anarch finger down their throat. And while holding their chin and looking them in the eyes, Fox says, well, if it isn't the prettiest girl at the ball, how's it going, Lavali? You fucked up, didn't ya? You fucked up bad. And I'm going to let my friends here, my very good friends, have a couple of words with you. And he's like, at this point, he's like, it's rough. It's just a rugged sight. He's still got a hole in his head that's slowly closing now that he's like awake. And then she looks, shh, no. Shh. Be so good for me. Be so fucking good for me right now. You're going to answer the questions that I need you to answer to my good friends. And at the end of the day, whether or not this goes tits up for all of us, you are going to remember the taste of this finger down your throat until you die at the ripe old age that you fucking deserve. And then pulls the finger out and says, have at 'em, ladies.
Oh my god.
That was
Lavali,
very satisfying.
horrified look on his face.
Hi, Christian. December's just going to lean over. Before we get started, I just need to borrow something from you. And she's going to start by taking some of his blood. Grab a pitcher from somewhere around in this bar. And the idea is to try and get a pint while you guys talk to start.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Do you still have that flask?
Yes, but I don't think it will have the intended effect on, for this ritual. So it's handy here if we need it, but it doesn't have enough space for me to mix in my own.
Ah.
Did anyone want to go before Deacon said anything?
Yeah, you grab the pitcher. We'll paint the picture really quickly here. You grab the pitcher, and if I'm not mistaken, you mix some of your blood with Christian's, and you add a couple of reagents, and then speak a few words of power, and suddenly you have this tincture that is going to essentially evaporate at a rate equivalent to the questions that you ask.
And on each question asked, December will be dipping her finger into the mixture and then watching that disappearance.
Tremendous. Tremendous. Lavali looks around, does not say a word. Holes slowly closing across his body from the gunshot wounds and the hole in his head as his neurons come back.
Before we get underway, how much do you remember?
Remember what? Be specific.
Of our little encounter that led to you having to be revived.
All of it.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt of not being physically controlled by something else. Cool. All right. Hey,
So
Lupe.
Yeah.
I think this is the job of the softer hand.
Yes, I think it might be. I'm going to... He's propped up on a table.
He's sitting up in an overstuffed armchair.
Okay.
Something designed for back room lap dances.
Oh, okay. So, territory I'm very familiar with. Excellent. Lupe, there's definitely big armrests for places like this, so I think she's going to kind of sit not too close to him, but close enough. All right. I know of you, which isn't a lot. You didn't seem fully yourself? From what I could tell, were you in control of your own faculties during what happened?
You see Lavali's eyes start to dart a little bit, and his hands shift in front of him as they are bound. Can I please get you to make a manipulation plus insight?
I love to manipulate. Did I get that right? Yes. I only got one success. I have one willpower left. What happens when I spend that?
I believe you're fine unless you start getting into aggravated willpower damage, which is what happens if you keep spending it after that.
Then it comes back at a far slower rate.
Yeah.
I'll save it for now. One success.
He seems a little cagey as he's answering this. But
If it makes you feel better, I think whatever it was left you.
I was in control of myself. Make that check, December.
Cool. 3 successes.
3 successes?
Yeah.
There's a really funny thing about the power that December is using. It doesn't just discern the truth. It discerns truths that may have been overlooked by the individual telling it. Small details that they didn't remember, but are still locked in their brain. Things that they don't access at a glance. Things that they cannot recall off of the top of their head, even though they think that they are telling the truth. There is such a distinct pang of wrongness about that statement, December. You get the flooding vision of Lavali plunging his hands into a vat of, it seems like vitae, but it is tinged such a vibrant green. And you definitely recognize that Lavali's telling his truth, but there is something that is locked inside of his head that he does not remember.
I don't know how good his hearing is, so December is going to whisper this information to Lupe and then after Deacon.
December
but
actually
whether
knows
Deacon automatically-
exactly how good his hearing is. He is the same clan as you. He does have access to auspex. It is free. There is a very good chance that he can hear things from 3 rooms away. Whispering would not be effective, and December would know that.
Then I'll say she starts to whisper, and then pauses, looks at him with her narrowed eyes, takes out her phone and starts aggressively typing.
Certainly.
So that you guys know this information.
Yeah, Lupe will. She will position herself so she can look at her phone without him being able to see, and just glances at it and tucks it away.
My dear, I think perhaps that is your truth.
You know you're all going to pay for this.
I think darker forces are at play here.
What do you know? What do you really know?
I know enough. Something happened that night. Something that's making our fellow kindred, of the tower or not, go mad. Whoever was present. That's what I know so far. And I know a bit more. Including yourself. Tell me, how much of a hand did you have in the prince's final death?
Lavali's eyes move over to the ritual that December's conducting. And he looks up to Lupe. He looks to Deacon. You know, I meant it. When all of this was over, I really was doing what I thought was best. this entire domain. I needed your blood. I still need your blood.
Why?
You haven't questioned one time why you suddenly needed it. And when asked, you just kept repeating. You needed him bloodbound, you needed her returned, and you needed their blood.
I needed her. I needed her returned because the pyramid takes back its own. That's uncomplicated. I needed him bloodbound because he's a fucking asshole.
We all are.
He's a special one.
Dive
You
deep
didn't
enough
answer my
into any
question.
clan.
You are right, though, Deacon. But you did not answer my question.
I didn't.
Either of them. Why do you need my blood? Because I think your lack of answer to the previous question is pretty fucking telling. So.
How often have you gotten Kindred to incriminate themselves? And I'm not saying that I am a criminal in the eyes of our laws. But how often do you have Kindred throw themselves at your feet and expound upon all of the sins that they have committed? If I did have anything to do with it, I wouldn't be telling any of you.
I'll find out one way or another.
I need your blood. Actually, you and your husband, partner, blood doll, plaything, sire, whatever you two are. You came to this city not terribly long before everything fell apart. And that is something that happens rather historically. Your clan moves in. They have all of these things to offer. And then everything falls apart. You use your bastardized version of sorcery. Little snake magic. You get your claws into the mortals. And everything starts to crumble. It's a tale as old as time. So, seeing as there is such a long history behind your clan and mine, it is rather telling that you don't know what is so special about your blood, and it is not going to be my place to tell you.
I don't like to assume anything. That's why I asked. The difference is, I am not one of your subjects. I am not part of the Camarilla. So, to think you can come in here, big dick swinging, and take something from me, is funny to me. That's why I left. Regardless, I never wanted all of this to happen. me personally. I would have much preferred to have a sit-down conversation with you, which I expect is what you would have wanted. But instead you got your ass kicked by what you consider to be lesser kindred. So tell me, I wonder how much the rest of the tower will absolutely eat that up.
I will have to come to terms with the fact that my reputation is besmirched. I may have my primogeniture stripped away from me. I may lose a few ranks within the pyramid. I'll be seen as lesser for a time. A mark against my eternity. I didn't break any traditions. I didn't win here tonight. I can admit that. But you 6, you lost. You're on your back foot now. You broke a tradition.
Did you tell anyone you were coming here?
Are you going to kill me?
How would we go through the trouble of reviving you if we were going to kill you?
If I wanted to kill you, I would have just emptied the clip into your head.
So,
The insult.
are you going to dominate me? How good are you at it? Can you make sure that I never tell a soul?
You don't even realize that something's been done to you. There's a track record here. You just happen to be someone that was so far up the chain that it being done to you became a problem for everyone else. That is why you were spared the final death. I knew you needed to be able to be spoken to. My hope was that knocking you out, bringing you back, you would find some sense. And apparently, you're still just a dick. You did something.
I don't want any of this. But it is going to be satisfying to see you pulled apart by the grander gears of the Camarilla. I will admit that. I can make an offer to you now. We can go back to the table and we can negotiate.
None of the things you want are on the table for you.
That's why it's a negotiation. I can recognize that I'm not in an... He looks at his bound hands. The holes in his clothes.
Let me rephrase that. Nothing that affects anyone in my coterie is on the table for you. You will not bloodblind anyone. Granted, I will recognize one person in my coterie fucked up. I will recognize that. I allowed my anger at the time to get the best of me. But even then, you presented a no-win situation. So knocking you out was the best thing, because I also recognized that there was, is something wrong with you. We'll get into the thing that happened when you were already in torpor, but your body still stood there and kept talking to us, and it wasn't you. That's a little tidbit that you should be worried about.
His eyebrow cocks just the, barest amount. And then goes back to a very placid face.
Something you dove into. Some ritual, some feeding, something that happened to do with you and a few other primogen in your whips. That night in question with the prince.
Shout out Matt Stormcrow. Sorry, but listen, Deacon, maybe I made a mistake. Let me.
Oh, I thought
maybe
you said shut. I thought you said
no,
shut
no,
up.
no, 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 no,
Sorry.
no, 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 absolutely not, absolutely not. Listen, Deacon. Perhaps I made a mistake disrespecting you. I can admit that.
Perhaps.
Don't needle me on this. This is big for me, admitting any sort of fault. I'm trying to come to the table, seeing as you hold some of the cards.
And I'm trying to keep you at the table because if something
Don't you
was
do you
able
do
to
you not
do
recognize? Deacon, do you not recognize? Do you not? I don't think you understand. You were a part of the Camarilla. Lupe, talk some sense into the rest of the coterie. The sheriff is still alive. There are still Primogen that are not in your pockets still alive. There are just court members that work for boons. The Camarilla is alive and well in Calgary. You're going to be punished for this.
There is so much happening in this city that you don't know anything about, and I think you're a part of it now, and you don't even know that. Please listen. I know you noticed when I said you were in torpor, but your body kept talking to us. Something you did. Something that maybe you had a hand in, or something that maybe took over you. I don't know. I don't know Tremere bullshit. I apologize for that phrasing, December, but that is a common phrase amongst those of us who do not practice.
She's Karna. It's not the same.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, Deacon.
Come on, man. Oh, come on. Something happened that night that has managed to scramble the brains of several Kindred. You're not the only one. You're just the only one that came to us.
Okay.
I want you to be on our side because this does affect all of us. This isn't about Cam or Anarch. This is about Kindred.
What are you talking about? He gets this really quizzical look on his face because
When
as he looks at Deacon, and he's been talking about the Camarilla and talking about the Anarchs and talking about politics, and it's very evident that that's what he's been talking about. You're alluding to something completely different. And he looks you up and down. What are you talking about?
I shot you in the head. I hold that. I did that. You also tried to grab me by the throat and do something to the vitae within my body.
I was going to kill you, Deacon.
Yeah. When you went into torpor, up until we just brought you out of it, you were gone. Life was out. Someone had to bring you back. Your body stood there in front of us and spoke to us. It was not your voice. It was the voice of many. And I don't say that in some poetic way. I mean, I heard a cavalcade of voices coming out of your fucking body saying that you belonged to whatever it was speaking to us.
He looks to December and he looks to Lupe as if looking for validation of what Deacon is saying.
He gets it.
That's why I said what I said. If I thought you were in your right mind, I would have tried much harder to negotiate.
And if I thought you weren't if I thought you were in your right mind, I would have just fucking executed you and dealt with the consequences because a pile of ash can't say shit.
All right, let's speak.
So I'll take it from this that you don't have any recollection of the force outside Kindred becoming involved in your needs at this time.
No.
vibes. He's
Test that.
being legit.
Go ahead and test that, yeah.
Oh, 2 critical success, a messy critical actually.
Oh.
Let's go.
Okay. You stick the finger into Lavali's blood.
Staring him in the eyes as I do so.
The rest of the room goes dark. It seems as if you're getting tunnel vision, and Lavali's face fades away. And sitting in the chair is a blank individual. Olive-colored skin, shorn hair, completely bald, a very, like clay. Stands up, walks over to you. A mouth forms in a seamless face, and a hand grabs at your chin. You can stop meddling, or you can be mine. And then it lets go, and everything comes back.
December backs to the edge of the room.
Is that noticeable or is it subtle?
It's immediate. Like she steps further away, takes her ritual stuff with her.
I keep my eyes on Lavali during this.
December, you good?
Yeah. For now. Check your phone. And after a minute of her gathering her thoughts, you do receive a message that describes in part what was seen. Just, I've been warned. I've been warned by whatever that many-voiced thing is, and it is definitely beyond. I'm stepping back for now.
Christian, I don't want you against us, but I need you to recognize there is something, and I need you to understand how hard it is for me to say this. Something bigger than us is at play. And we're going to need... You are the Tremere Primogen. I understand that. You understand magics that I could only hope to understand, and I can't speak for December, that only December perhaps probably has a tome somewhere but hasn't gotten to it. You know more than me. I don't like saying it. There's a part of me that probably is going to go off about it later tonight. You know more. But something was done to you, whether you realize it or not. Magic is fucking weird. And as high value as you are, it can be done to you.
So, I would like to suggest that we are at an impasse. I understand that there may have been something that was involving me. He looks to December and Lupe again, still not fully trusting what Deacon says. There may be something about me that was wrong. That I was acting out of character.
Possibly still is.
Okay. Let's say that's true right now. Let's say that's the truth. Okay? Whether or not that is true, the reality remains. I was accosted in my own domain. There are laws, there are strictures of our society that are usually upheld. unless you do them without getting caught, as is the 7th tradition. Now, seeing as I am not quite in a position to bargain with anything other than the threat of repercussion, I would like to make a suggestion.
I love suggestions.
Lupe and a kindred of Lupe's choice will come with me, and I will show you what I need the blood for. But I need the blood.
I think Deacon doesn't say anything, but there's an apparent shift in his demeanor. He makes no move, but everyone can tell that in this moment, he's just decided that if this does not go well, he is simply going to destroy LePage. And by that, I mean he is probably going to... Lavalley.
It's fine.
He is going to... he doesn't quite fall into his tastes. But who cares when you drink every bit of them?
Now,
but this now turns into what everyone else decides.
December would look at Lupe because it deals with her most importantly.
Before you make a decision, in return, this will be a quid pro quo.
Right.
I will not go to the tower with the information that you attacked me. Mm-hmm.
I love to watch Charmy roll dice.
Same. It's exciting.
More successes with a willpower.
Okay.
Go.
He is telling the truth. Verbatim.
You got a subtle nod.
All right.
We know.
And to sweeten that pot, specifically for our cantankerous friend over here,
What was he talking about?
he looks directly at Deacon.
Okay. I mean, it could have been Fox.
I will allow Deacon to put a tracker in a device that I carry so that he knows where I am. And then it's an honor system that I keep it on me, but... And then he looks to December. You can test me. I'm telling the truth.
I'll look for you if we need to. But I will confirm that last bit anyway, because she don't trust him. Oh, shit. Sorry. 2 successes at a time.
Okay. He is telling the truth.
Another none.
All right.
Does Deacon receive a text message saying he's telling the truth?
On those previous 2 that were pretty much straightforward yes nos, it was just like nod, acknowledgement, eye contact, like vibes. But
Okay.
for the big stuff, it was the text message.
Okay. Just for what everyone else in the room saw. for a kindred of his age, which is not that old, it was perfect stillness of him just, and no, there was no emotion. You've known Deacon to emote freely whenever he's angry. There was just a blank. He was staring. It's like a shark seeing something it's about to eat, but it hasn't descended his jaws yet. That's what you just saw. There was no emotion. That was truly a dead person that was probably about to just kill another dead thing, and there was no emotion about it. It was just something that he was going to do. And then it was told to him, oh, he was telling the truth. And he goes, oh, well, that's like immediately like the break between like no emotion and then suddenly Deacon's back. He's like, oh, okay, well that's a different thing. When you should have explained what you needed stuff for beforehand, and maybe maybe I wouldn't gotten to shooty
We've
blam
already
blam
established he wasn't fully in control of his facilities and may not still be. Let's just move past that part, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah, who are you taking with you?
Lupe looks at December like, do you want to come with? She looks at Deacon.
Me? You look at me, do I want to come with?
She's kind of looking between the two of you at this point in time.
Well, no offense to you, December. I would prefer either myself or Texas go along with Lupe. Or either myself go along with Lupe and you. Because you're
just
I believe
one.
the deal was one. Yes, and I plan to uphold that. I accept
The
these
question
terms.
is Lupe.
I accept these terms. I would like to bring Texas with me. She looks to Deacon. Normally I would choose you, my friend, but it's been a long night.
Okay.
One thing, just a suggestion. Any images, any rubbings, any direct ritualistic data that you might get from this, glances at Christian, bring it back for me to look at, please.
I will ask Texas if he wishes to accompany you, though
And if he is
highly
unavailable, that's also fine.
I highly doubt
And I would like to
he's
ask.
going to say no. Who could say no to you? Besides, the person in question.
So,
actually, December, you should ask Texas if he'll go with her.
I thought you were going to ask him.
Figure this out on your own time. Are we done?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Well, from our perspective, I can't speak to...
I
just kind of look towards the other elder here.
looks to Fox for confirmation.
I think you're idiots. What are you doing? One moment. Hold on. Can we talk in private just real quick? Just real quick. Christian, if you don't mind, and they just roughly grab the bonds and then drag Lavali out of the room. And you hear a distinct scream, and then Fox walks back into the room. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are we doing here?
Trying to get more information.
I know, but...
I didn't hear you speaking up during this until just now.
You're going to go with him? You're going to give him your blood?
I don't particularly want to. No.
Oh. Darling, we should
Well,
kill this man.
I believe he said he would show you what he needed it for beforehand. And if Texas is there with you, you can still just... Actually, no, we should probably figure out where he wants to show you this at, because if it's inside of
We
the
should
pyramid,
kill this man.
How do
you
we
don't
know?
have to tell me.
How do we know what he needs so desperately? Have you ever known a Tremere to be desperate? Desperate?
Fox like taps their foot and fucking looks around anywhere but at Lupe. Just the biggest indicator of you being so fucking right. Just no.
And I will also say, in this moment, Fox, you rank above us.
No, I don't.
Could be with us. Wow.
We are equals. I
literally-
have a responsibility. Get that Cammy bullshit out of my fucking house.
You basically
Alright.
told the Baron to go to bed with no snack.
Because
Clearly
he
in the other room.
respects me.
Yeah, like I said, technically here, you rank above us.
That's not how things work. LePage is just the cuck. It's whatever. Listen,
Lupe actually laughs at that.
There is one thing to consider before you go saying we shouldn't go where we're going, which is there's something else pulling the strings, and someone or whoever that is looking for another way.
yeah.
So if we want more information, we probably want to follow the path that we are already treading down
Yeah.
before
yeah.
pivoting.
No, you're
And-
right.
To be fair, he is being as truthful as a man like him can be.
Okay. But I would like an addenda to this entire fucking deal. Okay?
Okay.
My suggestion, not as your superior, but as someone who's fucking dealt with
Been
this
around the block.
asshole. I fucking know LaValle. Okay, I've been waiting to put a fucking stake in him for years. So you
could've
don't
led
go.
with that.
I thought it was fairly obvious from the way that I was treating his ass. We've got old
I mean,
blood.
you treat everybody like that.
Well, he gets a very special treatment.
Oh,
That man can't be trusted. You don't go as two. I think that is a horrible idea. What a wonderful bargain. Nothing was signed in blood, and it's not against the traditions to not listen to his fucking ass. We give you Longtooth. We give you take Uptown. You take December with you as well. And when you show up with two fucking people, you just tell him that the fucking deal changed because he doesn't have any cards left. If that motherfucker goes to the tower and he wants to decide to fucking throw us under the bus, that was going to happen anyway. I think he's playing games with you, and I think he can't be trusted. And if you go as
Hawk,
two...
did you really think I was going to follow the terms?
Yes.
No. Darling, no.
We can't lose any more fucking anarchs.
Okay, then I'll tell him to forget it, and we'll never know what he needs it for.
No,
whether or
you're...
not it's important. He all but asked me pretty please. He probably could have got to that point if you really want me to push him.
I kind of
You want me to
do.
make him get on his hands and knees? I'm very good at that.
First of all,
I
yes.
look at this. Sorry, go ahead.
I do want... I would like that. I would like that very much.
I think he's a little too pissy to be that cooperative, to be
And then
honest.
you make him fucking do it. So we're okay. We're here. I think we put him on ice. I think we make the fucker wait. And we get our ducks in a row. And we talk to that Modi. And we find out a little bit more, I think, before we go to the table with him I think, before we go to the table with this fucker.
Yeah.
That we get a couple of more cards in our hand.
I would be down for that.
Fine.
We just
I
don't.
think in this moment, Lupe is wishing a certain other kindred was here.
Fine.
Yeah.
Deacon writes on his phone in the message app, but he doesn't send it. He just puts it up to December. And it says, "Can he hear us?"
Yeah, probably.
And this is the first time Deacon just simply goes, "Well, we all have good hearing, but I think he has better hearing." So he's heard this entire thing.
Oh, he hasn't heard anything.
Congratulations.
I had a feeling.
Do you have
The
a
old
thing?
eardrums trick.
Did you do a thing?
He can't hear anything.
Fox. Oh, Fox. You keep going this way, I might have to ask you out on a date. So,
Fox looks at you, up and down. Yeah, I'd say yes.
you'd say yes?
Oh, absolutely. You kidding me? You big domineering piece of shit. We can go on a date. You want to come to a punk show? You think you can ride with someone like me?
Me domineering? Your fingers were down someone's throat.
No. There's a difference between being a dom and controlling everyone around you. Those are two very different things.
Oh, sweetie. I'm both. But anyway. I'll let this happen for a second. December, you were able to tell whether or not he was telling the truth. From what you told us, he was. While I don't like the idea of you two going solo, my good friend and my best friend in the Ventrue world. Speaking of, he references to you when he says his good friend, when he gestures to Lupe. He does consider you to be a good friend.
Yeah.
The two people who, if I'm being completely honest, above, well, I would do bad things. So, if you two are to go, Lupe, I know you know how to manipulate. I know you know how to control. Might I suggest you simply, gently suggest to Texas not to go off the handle and kill everyone. He is not someone that needs to be controlled. He's a Bruja.
I would
But more
have
than
this.
that-
I'd have this as a coterie meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think y'all should have a little private talk after all of this happens. I think we're about ready to wrap up here. Don't go alone.
That's-
Get a little bit more dirt on Lavali, if you can, and yeah, absolutely play it fucking close to the chest with that fucking worm. I'm gonna go. I hope I see you at the punk show, Deacon, Lupe, December, all of you.
Just tell me when and where, and I'll be sure to. Well, I'll keep that a mystery.
She points one of her. She's got a metal claw on one of the nails, and she just points it and taps you in the chest. Just Google my name. And then spins around, and you hear another shriek out of the hallway, and anyone that is listening even remotely, you just hear no, you've been such a good boy, you can absolutely talk again. And then you hear the clicking of the leather boots going down the hallway.
There was an unnecessary flex of the pecs when a finger was poked into his chest.
No. Very necessary.
It was very.
Completely.
This is coming from a person who does that whenever anyone touches any portion of his anatomy in real life. A flex happens.
Oh yeah.
It's a defense mechanism.
Oh,
Don't
there we
touch
go.
me.
You gotta flex. You gotta flex.
Hold on, let me point the.
Hell yeah! Give it.
Oh my god.
Let's
There
see.
it is. There it is. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Boom!
It's covered up, so it's not
Boo! Boo! Pff, tremendous. Now we're giving the people. Now we have exactly what the people want. Tremendous. Hey, everybody, subscribe to Another World Tabletop today, and you will absolutely get more pec flexing. We can promise you that.
Tabletop on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Another World After Dark is where you can subscribe to our OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Sorry, OnlyFangs. Yeah.
The canon one.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, tremendous. We're going to zoom out real quick from these folks. I feel like that's a good place to end that little tete-a-tete. We're going to zoom in on Uptown and Modi.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you taken this poor fucker?
I think Uptown in this situation, because he doesn't know if Modi is
Thank you, Brodius.
Bloodbound. Oh my god, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
He doesn't know if Modi is still bloodbound to Christian or what the deal is. He's actually calling up his other retainer. And I think this is the first time we're meeting him. And his name is Brad. And I want everyone to picture Chris Hemsworth in that Ghostbusters movie that came out as the like secretary and like person who makes everything run smoothly. That's Brad. I have written down fixer, filer, scheduler, night planner in mortal form to describe Brad. And I think that Uptown and Brad and Modi are all getting to know each other in the parking lot before heading back to Uptown's Haven for the day. And they're just sitting in the Bentley. Uptown would have had Brad go pick it up from where it was left outside the park that he was surveilling. And Uptown and Modi are in the back seat, and Uptown kind of looks across at him and goes, "So, tell me the things that I need to know as a person who's taking over, I guess. Are you bloodbound to him?"
Who?
Christian.
What about him?
Are you bloodbound to him?
Yesterday's news.
Okay. Then I think what's going to happen here is you and Brad are going to spend a lot of time getting to know each other. You're going to hang out for a little while until I can guarantee that your coat is thoroughly turned, as it were.
You need a guarantee? What do you mean?
No, I'm saying that I'd let you drink right now, but I'm a little tapped.
Give me the juice. Wait, wait. I'm all topped up.
Oh.
You want to slurp each other?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
All right. And Aaron?
Me and Lavallee used to do this all the time.
Yeah, I want you to show me exactly what used to happen, please.
Okay, so when a thrall and a regnant love each other very much, there's something that goes on. You know, you get less. You take. Tremendous.
Yeah.
There is an exchange of blood. You feed. You'll get back 2 hunger points, and then you can rouse in order to thrall.
Okay. I succeed the rouse check. However, Aaron, that was the first time that Uptown hit Hunger 4.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he had referred to his beast
as Joe.
By the name Joe.
Mm-hmm.
In his head, what does he hear as he goes to feed?
Oh, here's a little fun thing about Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So Deacon's beast is rather forceful and comes up from time to time. December's is insidious and is there just right in the back of the head. Texas hasn't gotten there yet, but we'll get there. But Joe comes out when Joe wants.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost scarier when Joe's not there.
That soft, sensual voice.
And Joe says not a word. You get just feelings. You have that, if you have that raw friction of, if you gave in, you could just drain this guy. It'd be no big deal. It'd be so fucking easy. You can have whatever you want. But the problem is that there is that ever fucking present in the back of your mind. Joe will take everything that you have. Joe will take every single fucking thing, and it would be so easy to just let go. Joe would just take all of your responsibilities away. You can just give in. It's so simple. Joe is exotic, seductive, wonderful, charismatic, beautiful, all of these things.
Joe wants to be everything to me.
Wants to be everything to you. And it would be so easy to let Joe be everything to you. But that means letting go of everything else. And that can't happen. And so as you drink, that feeling fades, gets a little dull. It's still there. But...
And the thought that, is the name really just Joe, or is that short for something?
Could be. You might
I think the name comes back to Uptown because he let himself get so hungry.
Oh, okay. What is Joe's full name?
Sultry, seductive, Jolene.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that wasn't a name that actually meant anything at one point. But it's since become almost symbolic. And Uptown spends the time talking to Modi and getting to know him and sorting out how to blood bond him and do all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the evening and after he goes to sleep, in the middle of the day, he wakes up in a cold blood sweat. That name, Jolene, rattling around his head. And Cindy's name doesn't quite come back to him. Until the following evening when he rises again and that hunger has abated.
I think that is where we are going to end everything tonight, folks. So, that was just chapter 3 of Sanguine Dominion. I know things seemed very tense and that things are escalating already and things are getting tense. That is a vampire story, everyone. That is how things work. It is tense moments, very incredibly dire situations. It is a lot of politicking, punctuated by moments of great struggle and violence. So, thank you for watching. We are going to go around the table and we are going to explain who we are very quickly, as we do every episode, so that you can find out where to find us all over the internet. Because, in case you haven't noticed, the cast that we have assembled here are some of the most wonderful role players to ever fucking do it. So, let's start with our own Texas, the wonderful ya boy Big Ian himself, the Carhartt wearing individual that will break your heart and your bones. What's going on? Tell them all about you.
Oh, what's up? That's me, your boy Big. Yeah, I play Texas. Little on the nose, but it's a vibe. If you want to know what I'm doing, just follow me on any social media, and I do mean it. Pick that social media, type in YABOIBIG, and you'll find me to see what I'm doing next. Of course, I'm going to be here next week. No sickness, no cons. So I'm going to be up here vibing with these lovely people. And then everything else that I do during the week, like I said, just follow me on the social media. You know, we out here flexing. We're doing that thing.
Oh, are we flexing? Everybody flex. Okay. Boom, boom.
Cool. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm done. Put your arms down, Daryl.
Frankly, Daryl, if you're gonna have the arms up like that, drop the routine.
Post it in Discord, though.
Yeah, post it in Discord. That's not a joke.
Flash serious.
The HR at my job held up 2 pictures. One was Terry Crews, one was Daryl, and I said, same person. Same person. Okay, I'm done.
Easy, white chocolate. We don't want you to melt.
Oh, tremendous.
Oh yeah, who you popcorning to?
Yeah, who'd you popcorn to?
Obviously you.
Yeah, Daryl, tell them all about you.
Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Hi, I'm Daryl. I had the wonderful pleasure of playing Deacon the Ventru. Once again, Aaron, thank you for having me. You can find me on most social medias at Mr. _ Daryl Dorsey, or just Daryl Dorsey, depending on where you're at, or you can just look at my website, daryldorsey.card.co. That's where a lot of my links are. As far as my routine, I've been working out for 20 years, since I was 14 years old. So that was my that. I'll post it for you. I'll post my arm routine for you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll post it for you. Yeah. But yeah, as far as where you can find me on all those links, and I'll probably be posting about whatever stream I'm on and things like that. Oh, with that, I'll post it. I'll kick the Jesus words. I wasn't expecting so much spotlight. I'll kick it over to the lovely Mandy. Who also, Mandy, did you do something new with your hair? It is lovely.
Thank you. Yeah, I got the pink stripped out of it. So it's fixed again finally, because it was neon pink in December and now it's not.
It's been wonderful the whole time. I don't care what you say.
Aw, thanks. I'm very good at hiding it with lighting and tricks. It's true. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm Mandy, or the Mandy, all over the internet. I have that name cornered everywhere pretty much, so just Google me. Yeah. I'm at that point. Just Google me, and I have been Lupe of Clan Ministry. And I will popcorn it over to who hasn't gone. I'm
Charmy
so
Brendan.
tired. Charmy.
It's me, Charmy, also known as Captain Charmy, various places around the internet. You can find me on social media or on the Mandy's channel, playing in Wednesdays in our lovely D&D campaign, Miss Lost, that Mandy homebrewed and has worked very hard on. So you should come check us out. We just had episode 50, and that shit was cool as hell. Otherwise, I'll be here returning next week as December the Blood Witch. Brendan, all you.
Hi, I'm Brendan. I play Uptown the Malkavian, much to everyone's shock and dismay. I have played TTRPGs for a decade and a half now, and I intend to continue playing them, especially right here on Another World, with Aaron and all of these fine folks, until I'm dead. That's how that's going to go.
Till we're dead.
Right? Till we're dead, yep. You can find me on social media at Trap McFiggins on Blue Sky, and you can find me at Trap McFiggins on TikTok. Those are the two biggest places that you can usually find me. And yeah, I also stream on Twitch sometimes, completely unrelated to Vampire the Masquerade a lot of the time, or TTRPGs. But if you like degeneracy in general, my chat is always welcome. You're always welcome there.
They show hole there.
That is a thing that happens. Yeah, it's wild.
It's true.
Yeah, we get freaky. And Aaron, back to you.
Hi. I am Story Dad. I am the GM, showrunner, tech director, editor, asset designer, and social media manager for Another World Tabletop. I do all the things around here, and I tell stories on the internet as much as I can. I love this. I love this very much. I love this cast. I love the story that we're telling here. You can find me all the fuck over the internet at StoryDad. I think the way that I'm sitting right now on the opposite camera angle is giving everybody a good show. If you wanna, take a look while you can. But the reality is that you can find me at StoryDad all over the fucking internet. Yeah, take a look, everybody. Take a picture. What's up? It's all here.
Full pendulum.
Yeah, exactly.
Pendulum.
Yeah, exactly. If y'all needed to know, everybody's looking at my, So the reality is that you can find me as StoryDad all over the fucking internet, everybody. I do stuff everywhere. I do TTRPG stuff over on Veil of Atheum with Whitney, Smoking Glue Guns. I was a major part of Castleton that just wrapped up. I am on Talking XP's Candela Obscura game. If that ever happens, Johnny Candela when? If everybody in the world could at fucking Johnny to get that game going again. Don't actually do that for legal reasons. Oh my god, actually don't fucking do that.
No, actually do at Talking XP all over the internet to ask him.
How does that work?
Candela when? All right, well, fuck it. Yeah, okay. Well, if Mandy approves, then Mandy approves. At Talking XP, Candela when?
I love that man. I'm allowed to bully him.
It's international. I don't have to abide by your laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We got weird gun stuff up here, apparently. Fuck it. Daryl, did you do something new with your hair? It looks real nice. Fucking.
That boy got no hair. He all forehead. He all forehead.
Per usual, I shaved and trimmed my beard before this stream because I gotta look pretty for the camera.
You look tremendous. Every time. But that's us, folks. That is us. We got to skedaddle. I've been up since fucking 5 a.m. If anybody gives a shit, and I got to get up at the crack of stupid tomorrow. But I'm built different, and I just keep gaming, and I don't give a shit. So we're gonna find somebody to raid out to. We're gonna find somebody to raid out to. Who's live, everybody? Who the fuck's live? Who do we want to share the love to? What's the plano? What is the plano?
Robear's live.
Robear's live. Let's see who else is live. I'm not throwing shade on Robear. Just sometimes he's not actually live. So we're gonna.
Karen Rogue is live.
It is a rerun.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah. Let's take a look. Who's actually?
All I got is Dork Tales.
Is T-Pain live? That's the real question.
I don't see
No.
Hey, live? Hold on.
T-Pain is not live because
No?
I follow
T-Pain's not live.
T-Pain.
I also follow
Okay.
T-Pain, and from time to time, we will raid into T-Pain because it's the funniest
Yes.
fucking thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
That's real. That's very real. And one of these times he's going to be like, who the fuck are these people?
Let's go raid Dork Tales.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Keeping you up
Absolutely.
even later.
Raid.
Fun fact, we were
Dork
supposed to end an hour
Tales.
ago so that Aaron could go
Yeah.
to bed.
Yeah.
And he delayed.
I did. I was having such a good time. I just don't care. Fuck. Like, I love this game. I love this cast. Everybody here's wonderful. Y'all smell good. Like, why the fuck would I leave? Like, what are we doing? Like, okay, so
I can vouch
Um,
Ian does smell good.
let's give a good old Another World welcome or Another World love to Dork Tales. Tell them Story Dad sent you, and don't forget, tell your local congressperson about Another World Tabletop. We get political on here. We talk gun control. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was unhinged.